obodo a enwe ndị nwe obodo a hapụ ife niile a na-amacha ụfọdụ ndị ofe mmanụ pụta a na-ekwu na obodo enwero ndị nwe ya ụfọdụ ndị be anyị a na-ekwu na obodo enwero ndị nwe ya nwanne anyị nwoke Peter Obi otu o si pụta nnọọ patriotic Nigeria ọ maka mana achọrọ m iji ihe onyonyo a wee tụnyere ya alụ ya biko ya tinye ọnụ n'ihe gbasara nwanne anyị nwoke bụ Maazị Nnamdi Kanu ya tinye ọnụ otu esi wee throw weight behind him o nwebara ka o si kwute okwu kpọtụ ya afa otu sinetọ Abara Ibe si eme ma even Ifeanyi Ụba sinetọ Patrick Ifeanyi Ụba enwe na mgbe okwu kwute mana ya anụbere afa ya n'ọnụ nwanne anyị nwoke bụ Peter Obi otu anyị si akwado ya nke a dịrị ọzọ bụ na ewute ezi ahụ wee kpọpụta ya ịrapụkwu ya ọ ka ya abanyekwa na pọtọpọtọ maka nke maara ya ahụ ọkwa ịfụrụ ndị a ndị Britain ji wee na-arụ akpụrụka n'obodo a maka natural resources ha nwere bụ ndị Nigeria otu a ndị Britain si were Chukwu si wee na natural resources anyị nwa bụ their own natural resources maka ha ji ndị a were arụ akpụrụka n'obodo a o nwere ya asị na ọfụbere ya ka m gwazie unu ife niile a na mbọ niile anyị na-agba ma this 2023 akpụ n'ọnụ nenu ka ndị ugwu si na project Kwankwaso nenu ka ha si project Atiku now ị na-achọ ịgwa m na ahụ a ha debere na Kwankwaso ama abụ deputy Peter Obi onwe ebe ọ nara ha na-abụ ma na ego ma na amamife ma na connection ma na vision intellectual capacity onwere ebe ọ nara ha na-abụ mana ịfụrụ ahụ ha debe ka m gwazie ya eziokwu ọ bụrụgo na-emegide ife a ANPP wee kweta na Kwankwaso ya abụ vice ọ ya adịkwa ka ife Atiku na Obasanjo je maka ọma kwedebere isi n'ala all these visions and aspirations Peter Obi will not come to pass amagwunu gebe eziokwu anyị ada arụ ọbụ shoulder maka anya nwadebere ahụ na ọga ịdịnekwu ndị na-etiri ya mkpu ma Jubrin kwuru ụbọchị ya ịfụ na ọ na-ekwu na nọ nnukwu mmadụ so onye nke a bụ nnukwu mmadụ youth Nigeria chọrọ onye nke a bụ nnukwu mmadụ ndị ugwu chọrọ deeti bidokwuru nwanne ya nwoke Peter Obi na ha ewepụtara na ha chọtara mmadụ ọ nkata akpara agbabe ndị ugwu ka afọ na deeti bido ha na-edebe ahụ na without them na ndị ọzọ ama nwụọ ka a na-ekwu ya Jubrin kwukwu ya n'okwu na without ha nwa nọmba na akaụntụ n'agbanyeghị ndị a na-ekpota ma ije eme efi ha na-agụnye ma ọsụkwa ya mụrụ under age ọha ncha ka a ji eme anyị arụ mana achọrọ m ikwu unu ọ bụrụ na anyị si ka Peter Obi banye ka anyị mee na this comprehensive analysis ka anyị wepụ sentiment ọ banye o wee mee nnọọ Nigeria ọ dị ka enigwe after Peter Obi what next ị na-achọ ịgwa m na onye ugwu ma ọ bụ onye Fulani banye ebe ahụ ife niile adịkwa mma enwe equity enwe fairness ọ ma egosikwa ọkịka ife ndị a ji agbachi ka onye Igbo ghara abana enwechara favor enwechara ego a na-ewepụ ha ji enyere ndị be ha aka ma na agriculture adedede enwere accountability ha ma na onye Igbo banye ebe ha apịtisie ife niile a ndị a ha zọdoro ụkwụ n'isi akwụrụ ọtọ bụrụ eze ha ma ife ha na-azọ ọzọ kedu ka o si dị unu ka anyị emetanwu nche obodo a maka ife niile apịtọkọ na nnu ṅara a na-agwa nwere ife anyị emenwu ya enwego infiltration na army repentant Boko Haram unu na-agbakọ kedu ka ị ga-esi were extract ya ndị bụ members of Boko Haram bata na army na the real soldiers enwego betrayal anọ onye nwa na-enye nsogbu and all the other sister security agencies enwego infiltration ịkpọta onye agha nnupụ isi a terrorist onye nwere ife oji ndụ mmadụ kpọrọ the worst enemy ya enwe na ndụ abụ onye nwere ife oji ndị ya kpọrọ nye ka e wetara yibe akwa bunye egbe kpụdata ha na-ewest ndụ mmadụ so ọ banye ebe ahụ ịfụrụ ọchụsịba ndị bụ ndị ugwu n'amị ọ dị ike ihe onye emenwu ya Kwankwaso abụkwanye nwa mgbe Jonathan kpọkọrọ more than 400 Northern youth ndị afọchara explosive devices na arụ ha ọ Kwankwaso a ji echie Jonathan warning na ọnwa anwa metụ ha aka na onwere onye South onye Igbo ya dị ndụ wee si ugwu Hausa wee nata emechara rapụ ụmụazị ya ewepụ infiltration na amị enwego infiltration na headers ọhụrụ cheta visa on arrival ndị nke si Libya ndị nke si Mali ndị nke si Chad ndị nke si Senegal so many countries the presidency na-agwa anyị n'ebe ndị headers si na headers ndị a na-ebu egbe na ha si mba ọzọ kedu na kunu yesi we separate maka ha obodo adigo saturated ha mego engulfed obodo all the forests ke ka yesi we separate the headers mgbe emere visa on arrival ha ka na-abatakwa ruo taa mgbe akpọchi Iseme border other borders dị n'ugwu Hausa ha nchaghị oghe anyị na-afụ ya ma ndị nke ji ọgbatumtum were abata so enwego infiltration na army enwego among the headers enwego among the terrorists ha erugo more than 5 groups now na-eme operate ụlọ fụrụ ndị nke ebu akpagharị na trailer mgbe anyị nọ lockdown a na-ebugharị ha kịta ndị ISIS na ya ndị ISWAP na ya ndị Boko Haram na ya ndị Al-Qaeda na ya ndị onwekwa ndị nke ọfụ Erufai na-ekwukwa batara ọfụ na-enye nsogbu na Kaduna ife a na-agba n'ụlọ ụka ụnụ amara na onwefe ya na ya so a na-ekwu okwu jihad ife niile a Maazị Nnamdi Kanu kwu ha ncha bego na mmezu enwebere onye enwudero na onye Fulani gburu mmadụ mana ụnụ fụrụ nwanne anyị nwoke na-eme comedy brother Mike ka eji ejide maka na ọ na-ekwu against presidency ị na-achọ ịgwa m na Peter Obi banye ife niile akwụsị ndị ofe mmanụ na ndị Igbo ekwute ha ọnụ ha kịta ka m gwa gị eziokwu ha bụrụkwa vice ịma metụ ndị be ha aka Atiku banye abanye oyi enye nsogbu maka o nwere onye ugwu ihe prosecute for another 8 years ife niile ha mere ada mmiri na-ene na anya kwa nkwesị obụrụ vice Peter Obi o nwere ife ahụ emenwu ndị ugwu maka o so na onye nwere ọnụ ebe ahụ ebidokwa pịawa oche na House of Assembly Mr. Peter Obi ama control nwe ife a ife nji wee meta ife aka ụmụnne mba anyị na-eche anya unu afụ na ọdabaro bụ na ọdabaro we are not compatible enechago m anya zil anyị amaka ịdị n'otu anyị amaka otu ndị ọzọ si kwado ndị Igbo n'ọtọ na anyị amaka mana unu chetakwa nwanne anyị nwoke Zik mba ka ọ gbara ọ bụrụ Zik of ndị Igbo o wee bụ Zik of Africa anyị mechaa gbara aka na so nwanne anyị nwoke Peter Obi mma achọ o nweta ihe onyonyo anya jụọ onwe ya ajụjụ ọ karọkwa ndị egburu egbu o epe efere ọ na-akpagharị ọ makakwa mana ọ karọkwa ndị egburu egbu maka mgbe ọ na ị na-eme ife ịbụrụ chairman onye ọ na-enetu gị ebuchi ya ndụ ga-ama atọkwa atọ ọ kakwa mma na ndị kpọrọ gị asị among their kinsmen gosi n'iru ha mana etu were anaghị ebuchi ya everybody fụ gị n'anya ma na ndụ gị anya atọ atọ a ga-eji egwu na omume ga-efe ịtụbara anyị ya ma ọ bụ nagodo Chineke kere ụwa enwe ndị kpọrọ ya asị enwe ndị iwe Chukwu na-ewe nye ji na ife a na-aṅụrị na nkwado a na-enye ya ndị ugwu nwekwa ka ha dị unu cheta gị iro nsị ọkwụna cheta ka esi wee lata ya wee mee ya ife mere ya onye kpọrọ gị asị ife ọsọ gị mee ife ụfọdụ ndị ugwu ji achọrị ka ama onye Igbo ya bata maka na afụ na onye dị exceptional afụgo knowledge ya ha chọọ ka onye ruo na ha adịghị overwhelmed ma security make enwere economic crunch enwere political upheavals ife niile aghatọọna ka ama ya eji brain onye Igbo na amamife ha wee pụtagoro n'ọnọdụ a ha wee gwekwazi gị na ọha nwe obodo ha ekwuo ya anọrọ ugwu asa agwaghị na ọha nwee mmanụ dị na South agwaghị nọ ndị nwe nọmba nwe obodo agwaghị nọ ndị ka na landmass kedu ife anụ bụ ha n'ọnụ and nobody challenge them ndị a niile na-egbu mmadụ onye ka enwude ma ndị egbu na Benue St. Teresa's Madala a 2000 and gịnị just tell me mmadụ agwụna ife farmers niile egbu betere organiji wee dị o nwere onye na-ekwu okwu oge Senator Ocho Sokaracha kwuru sị nọ ndị North bụ nsogbu enwere n'obodo a ọ dị m ka echiri ya warning dọọ ya aka na ntị mana ebe ọ na-ewute m bụ na o nwebere onye ugwu bụ gọvanọ pụtara ụnụ si tụnyere Peter Obi anụbere m mana ụlọ fụrụ ka ndị nke anyị sekwu ifesa ọha nọ ndị ofe mmanụ na-azọ ndị be ha ndị ugwu na-azọ ndị be ha onye ọbụla na nke ya o nwere onye nwekwara national interest at heart abụ ụzọ ethnic group godu ife na statism ọchịchọ nke onwe ethnicity ife adịgodo ha mkpa bife ikwu okwu Naijiria ife nji ekwu ife a ka nye nwanne anyị nwoke Peter Obi ndụmọdụ ọ chọọ ka obodo a dị mma ọ chọọ ka obodo a nwee iru ọfụ ọ maka mana enwere ndị nwe obodo enwe ndị Britain nye ya n'aka enwe ndị nwere aka oke ha nwa na-eke onye ekenyere gị buru ị nwere access to gold dị na Zamfara ị nwere access to cotton na tea na ife ndị ọzọ dị na be ha mana ha nwere access ha nwa bịa n'ọba ji gị ekpokọrọ ji dị ebe a wanye gị ofu ibe ji i were naba ị na-ama n'elu ọnụ ha ji ekwu Jubrin si na-achịcha kwankwasị ọchịcha ka nọzie na tebụl sign agreement ọ bụrụ tọn ndị Igbo agwabara anyị from 1999 onye ka ma ọ bụrụgodo nkwa agafu na-ekwe akwa na n'elu akwa ugboro ne ka ebe amamife ọ sị na agha nyere anyị uche ka ebe amamife aha dị biko eji m ihe onyonyo a na-ayọ ka anyị na-ekwokwu 2023 anyị enwe hearing maka referendum na October 28 otu esi wee kwu referendum kwesịrị ịbịa before general election ka e wee marụ ndị so n'obodo a na ndị esori ya ndị middle belt ike agwụna ha Ndị South kwubu maka na a na-achọba iri ha ego enye some of them ọrụ. Ụfọdụ adịgo committed. Ndị a niile kwesị ikwuchite ndị be ha adị ekwu okwu adịgo ha nwecha corrupt cases onye ka ha na-eze. Ife ji m ife ayọ biko ọ kakwa mma na anyị nweta permanent freedom. Anyị anaba kama ị ya ata anụ ọbara agba gị n'eze rie ese akwụkwọ nri na akpụ ụra karịa na anyị nweta temporary freedom. Ọ bụrụ na nwanne nwoke Peter Obi chịchara ito ma ọ bụrụ na ọ ya achịcha ọ bụrụ onye Igbo nọ n'ọchịchị wee gbuo mmadụ ife a na-egbu for 1 year mee kidnapping a na-eme mana Federal Capital Territory na arụ niile a na-eme na corrupt cases onye ọjọọ gbaba na APC ọ bụrụ sent ọ bụrụ onye Igbo nọ wee na-eme ife a ọ dị ka ọ ya chizu 1 year aha m ekwu 1 tenure ọ ya chizu 1 year o nwere ife Goodluck Jonathan mee mana oge ọ na-eje second tenure mee campaign n'Ugwu Awụsa amụrụ motu ya ọkụ atụrụ ha okwute mana ndị nwe obodo a n'ife niile a na-emenụ echie men of God warning echie judiciary warning echie ndị journalist warning o nwere onye ahụ fọrọ abanyekwuo ma Twitter na-ekwu okwu Facebook na ha ka ha kpagharịcharụ the whole 36 states mee campaign ma senator dị na ya ma gọvanọ dị na ya o nwere onye kpara ha aka o nwere ndị nwe obodo a na-enwe obodo enwe rapụ mkpọtụ a na-enye na-agbara aka na-aza na onye jiji a na-akọ eji n'ala ife na-ekwu okwu ya bụ izuka mma na nneji o nwere ife dị ka be mmadụ ka be onye adịna 2023 amaka mana enwe ndị nwe obodo a ife ọsọ gị mee as far as anyị ka na ebe a anyị ka bụ ohu Britain kwụ ha n'azụ ha kpọrọ unu asị from day one our forefathers suffered the same thing maka ekwere edebere ha isi n'ala ha nchani na-etekiri ben na-etekiri chunk of their meat na-ewest lives youth ndị gọvanọ anyị meghe ọnụ gọvanọ Abini steeti meghe ọnụ na-akọ ife sọrọ ya unu na ife o kwuru na steeti anyị atụri APC a na-ekwu onye Imo a na-ekwu kedu ebe ndị igwe anyị nọ ndị emias kwuo okwu ha kwuru ekerezu na ka Atiku si wee ji ikwu uche ya akpọchi ya azụ ọkwụrụ ebe ụmụnne ya kwụ ndị ofe mmanụ kwuo okwu asị gị na ọba nke a kwuru nka ọba nke a kwuru nka ha kwuru ofu ebe mana onye a na-anụ onye ya na Igbo sọsọ Igwe Achebe isi Igwe Achebe ebe ka igwe ndị ọzọ nọ ebi na ha moto nye ha certificate igwe ndị gọvanọ nyere akwụkwọ politikal igwe onwere ọzọ na-ekwu okwu na gọvanọ so okwu ife sọrọ ya mana Atiku kwuru okwu former vice president ọ bụrụ gọvanọ sọsọ maka na egburu Deborah Samuel okwu okwu delete the tweet gọnarị the whole Nigerians ifu na obi ụmụnne ya n'obi mana na nwanne anyị nwoke kpughere anyị ife niile a na-eme kịta ka aka ji ya unjustifiably na ya ka eji jụ na ama arapụ ya ka o wee bụ na emecha election ọ bụrụ na anyị kweta na anyị ana anyị arapụ ya maka ife a ka ọ na-agbarụ mbụ ya ọ 1 year ka ọ kụchara na anyị kweta na anyị ana ọ ya arapụ ya eso m akwado nwanne nwoke Peter Obi mana agwana m unu kama anyị anawata n'ụzọ ọkamma na kama ọ ya aba anyị nọrọ n'obodo a emenyụna ha anyị ọkụ n'ụzọ ọkamma na anyị nabara be anyị no place like home.
Visit our YouTube Agenda TV to watch all our
distinguished members of Igbo elders, none. I welcome you, the media, both print and television. I welcome everybody here. This is not a very happy occasion for us, because most of us have vested interest in one Nigeria. But over the years, the government, especially the present government, seems to be working hard to push us out of Nigeria. And now we hear of a conspiracy to negate constitutional provisions of the parties, especially the PDP has zoning and rotation in the constitution. We have been zoning and rotating. Now that it is a turn of the Igbo, all kinds of things are being said. we have demonstrated our interest in the country. Anywhere you go, take the indigents out, the next largest number is from Southeast. We have built up Nigeria. More than 65% of modern houses built in Nigeria belong to our people. We do not want to leave this country. It's not a matter of choice. We are bent on staying on. But one thing we reject totally is being slaves. We refuse being slaves. Those who are educated will know that Igbo slaves drowned themselves in a river so as not to continue being slaves. If the 2023 presidential election eludes us, we will take it. But the rest of Nigeria has denied us citizenship right in Nigeria. That leaves us no choice but to look for ways to survive outside Nigeria. There are people, individuals whom we helped in many ways. And those are leading the fight against us. If we are to name some of the things done against us, we will not live here. But as one leg of the tripod, can any human being imagine the exclusion of our people from National Security Council? National Security Council. This is why we called you there, to talk to you, the press, to make our views known. As usual, we have it written down. And our secretary, Professor Charles Wekak, will now address you. And so that we are not wasting time, I will move from here, take his seat, so that he moves in here and goes ahead to read the thing.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen of the press. The Igbo Elders Consultative Council met and discussed diligently some crucial national issues, including the zoning of the 2023 presidency to the southeast, that have far-reaching consequences on the stability, peace, unity, progress, and development of Nigeria, and came up with the following resolutions. Number one, that we maintain our unalloyed support for the demand of the Southern Governors Forum, the Southern and Middle Belt Forum, the Afenifere, the Niger Delta Forum, Ohaneze Worldwide, among other credible stakeholders and organizations. That all political parties in the country should zone the 2022 presidency to the southeast for the sake of justice, equity, and fairness. We commend Chief Edwin E. Clark, K. Clark, leader of Southern Middle Belt Forum, as well as PANDEF, Chief Ayade Banjo, leader of Afenifere, Dr. Butrus Pogo, leader of the Middle Belt, among other prominent and patriotic Nigerians who have spoken the truth that power should be shifted to the Southeast. They demanded that all political parties should zone the 2023 presidency to the Southeast, not just for the sake of justice, equity, and fairness, but also to permanently heal the wound of the civil war that has grossly marginalized the Igbos in the country scheme of affairs. It is important to note that apart from Section 14, subsection 3 of the 1999 Constitution, which provides for the principles of federal character and quota system in whatever the government and its agencies do in order to give every part of the country a sense of belonging. The constitutions of major political parties in the country, including the People's Democratic Party, PDP, and All Progressive Congress, APC, provide for a zoning system. So it's not just the So it's not just the issue of constitution. The constitution provided it, and the constitutions of the political parties provided it. It was in keeping with this zoning principle that Senator Abdullahi Adamu and Senator Yoche Ayu emerged as the national chairman of the APC and PDP, respectively. We are all living witnesses that it was zoned to the North Central and the other positions at the same time. The two political parties zoned national chairmanship to North Central zone of the country. Similarly, in 2015, the Northern Elders and other organizations reminded Nigerians of this zoning principle and insisted that it was the turn of the North to produce the president. We supported them and voted massively for APC, which fielded General Muhammad Buhari as his candidate. The Igbos voted massively for APC. Even in 2019 presidential elections, our people voted massively for both APC and PDP. We know that Buhari was a candidate of APC, and Atiku Abubakar was a candidate of PDP. Two of them are Northerners. We voted for them because we believed that it was the turn of the North. Nigeria cannot afford to be changing the goal post at the middle.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, great Biafrans and lovers of freedom. This is Radio Biafra Hausa service coming to you through the auspices of Radio Biafra London. My name remains MAZI Jonathan Chinedu from Olu province of Biafra land. Today is the 21st day of July, being Thursday, 2022. We are live and direct. I apologize for our being a bit late, about 30 minutes late because of some unforeseen circumstances. But we must continue. Today, we have an emergency broadcast and pronouncements by some of the members of the Directorate of State. Therefore, without much equivocation, I will hand over the platform to the Deputy Head of the Directorate, MAZI Tony Nzurumike, to please go on, handle the program. MAZI, over to you, please.
Thank you so much, MAZI Jonathan. Thank you for that introduction. Thank you for that opening. Thank you so much for your engagement. And of course, it is also time to thank Chukwuka Biama for his mercy. We need to thank him for his loving kindness all over Biafrans. We want to thank him most especially for his kindness to our leader, even as our leader finds himself in the hands of the demons in Aso Rock. But of course, the same Chukwuka Biama, who is overseeing everything, is going to make sure that our leader is released in due time. At this juncture, I want to greet Biafrans and introduce myself once again as MAZI Chukwuemeka Nzurumike. I do happen to serve the great people of Biafra as, of course, ordinary servant of the people in the capacity of Deputy Head of Directorate of State, because Biafrans are people ordained in heaven themselves. We have come this evening to address Biafrans, of course, once again, not for the first time, but we will continue to address our people, of course, before Biafra comes, until Biafra comes. Today, we needed to come here today because once again, we're experiencing most ugly times in our land. We are finding and seeing our people gripped in fear. We are seeing them running helter-skelter for their lives. And we have decided not to sit on the fence or sit on the side and watch. Great Biafrans, we want to tell you people and admonish you to remain strong. All of you back home, do not shiver, do not waver. Remain resolute, remain focused. Despite all these attempts to weaken our people, despite all these attempts to decimate all of you, despite this attempt to instill fear in you, what is playing out now is nothing but the Fulani hegemony and their agenda. What is happening was well planned and echoed all the way from Aso Rock and from Sultan of Sokoto's premises. They decided that this is what they're going to do. We remember our brother, the one that was a former deputy governor of the central bank, Obidia Malai, if I don't get the name correctly, you know who I'm talking about. He told us with an opportunity they met these very terrorists that it was revealed that those of them who have orchestrated this very evil, using of course an evil stooge, that they will come down to Biafra land, they will come down to the east, of course, to the west as well, as they have also received their own coin of the whole evil. That at the end of the day is all about obliterating our people and overtaking our land. We have seen it happening. We know it's not the first time, and we know that it might likely not be the last time. We must, at this time, call ourselves together. We must, at this time, become the brother's keeper we talk about, we yell for. On the same note, this very part of this very struggle, this very epic leadership of this very struggle, this very apex leadership of this struggle has come to condemn in the strongest term that this evil that is going on must stop. We do condemn in the strongest term that what is happening to our people must cease. This time we're not saying it and just saying it. We are saying it because we are determined that our lives must be protected, that our properties must be protected. The man that was imposed by Aso Rock to take over that very land called Imo State has decided, and he signed it with the Fulanis, that he is handing over the whole of Biafra land, but at least Imo State over to the Fulanis. That was the only thing he should have done, and the only thing that he did, indeed, for him to have received that very seat. If you remember when he said, this is what God has given to him, he said, according to him, say, this is what God has given to him, and nobody will take it away from him. What Polarisation was saying was that no matter what anybody does, that his seat as a governor can never be taken away. Instead of anybody to take it away, that he is ready to slaughter millions. He is ready to slaughter millions of people, even if what it's going to take for him to remain on seat. So what we are seeing today is not an accident. We have seen this thing happening. We saw it. We can name those occasions it happened. We can name number of occasions this thing has been happening. And our fear is that it continues to happen and it's going to happen again. And that is why today we are going to call upon our people. We have seen some of them rising up. We are with our Igbo Biafrans as a clan in Biafra land. If this issue happened to those of them in Ijo land, these very same DOS and these very same Biafrans are going to be with that very clan that this is happened to in Biafra land. If it is happened to the Ijos or the Ishekiris or the Urobos, or if it is happened to the Efik and all of them across Biafra land, all the clans that we know, we are going to be with them and have their back. And of course, those of them of Igbo extraction, we are not going to leave them behind. And that is why we are here. We are here because we are very much angry that Fulani stooge is sitting down there calling himself a governor. Since this man came in, all he has achieved is killing, 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 killing. He knows nothing more than killing. He has learned no other word more than killing, killing, killing. Now we know that those behind this very genocide are the Fulani oligarchy and the Fulani hegemony. But they are using our own willful tools, and those of them are the politicians. These politicians are of no good purpose. They are there to destroy lives and properties. When you go to define the work of a governor, you find out that the work of a governor is to defend and protect lives and properties. But this man will be there, the so-called DSS will come and report to him who are the real killers. The main perpetrators will come out in the name of DSS. They will come out in the name of Ibubago. And all of them, none of them has any identity. The only identity you can find from them is only that they are of Janjaweed extraction. And they are being called and paraded as Ebube Atono and Ebube Ago. And we are saying that it's enough. It is enough of this Ebube Ago in Biafra land. We want them to vacate our land. We want them to disappear. go back to Ugwu Hausa where they came from, and they go there and they lavish the lives of their own people. Enough of the bloodshed in our land, and we say we are not buying it, we're not taking it, lock, stock, and barrel, that this time around they have touched the tail of the tiger. Because we are here, we don't want to let this thing continue. The killing of our people must stop. It must stop. We have these killings and pillaging and maiming going on, and nobody is saying anything. Some of them call themselves political class, and they are not saying anything. Some of them call themselves Ezes and Ozos, and they are not saying anything. We are also not too happy with a group called Ohaneze Ndigbo. We will rather want a disappearance of Ohaneze Ndigbo than they being there and doing nothing for Ndigbo. Here we are today, the indigenous people of Biafra, once again stepping into this very ugly arena to ensure that our people have a mouthpiece, to ensure that somebody indeed is speaking and advocating on behalf of our people. But those of them who claim to be the celebrities of Ndigbo, the so-called Ohaneze Ndigbo, are nowhere to be found. The morons have gone under the carpet and under their beds. At the time they're supposed to come out in group, surrounded by microphones of the media, standing on their well-fitted pulpit and condemning the evil. But what are they today? We are asking, where is Ohaneze in the ocean? Where are they? It's not today they started messing around. Today we will have people of Biafran extraction, we have people of Igbo extraction, even within the Biafra land, who do not know their identity. When you go to ask them, one will tell you his name is Ike Chukwu. You ask the other, he will tell you he's in Namde. You ask the other one, he will say he's, Obidike. You ask them, do they speak any other language or not? They will tell you they speak is what they are saying, which is in Igbo. Then you go on to ask them, are you Igbo? They say no. What are you? They say they are Delta, Niger Delta. It is appalling. It is appalling. It is disgraceful. And you begin to ask yourself, what is Ohaneze Ndigbo doing? You call yourself a sociocultural group and you do nothing about bringing the same people you represent together. You don't go to give them sense of belonging, which is supposed to be your job. How often have you tried to, interweave the whole of cultural settings under your jurisdiction? Have you tried to go to Anyoma and remind those of them who are lost, to remind them they are Igbo people? How often have you gone to Ikwere land to remind them that they are confused and remind them who they are? How often have you gone there to somehow try to merge or forge together a common cultural outing to boost their knowledge and understanding about where they come from? A common sense will say, okay, they're supposed to know where they come from, but it's obvious that they don't know. Over a period of time, generations and generations have been confused and bamboozled by the Fulani hegemony headed by the British. That our people are not supposed to know where they come from. That somehow, if you're from Mississippi West, and because there's a river passing through your city, those of them in Mississippi East are no longer part of the general Mississippi. Because there's a river Mississippi passing through you. Means somehow, those of you on the west bank of Mississippi have nothing to do with those of the east bank of Mississippi. Does that make any sense? Of course not. And so, what is this cultural group, whatever they call themselves, Igbo cultural group, in the name of Ohaneze? What are you doing? You are the reason why there is lack of cohesion. You are the reason why there are lacking of sense of belonging. You are the reason why our people are on disarray. And you are the reason why even the efforts made by this very IPOB is somehow being weakened. Because you do nothing but cause confusion even the more. Now it is happening again that the lives of the youths are being lavished, and I don't see the presence of Ohanese youth. I don't see your presence. When have you come around on a very number of camera, a number of media, outfit to say, here we are, we condemn what is happening in the strongest term? When are you going to do that? Is it not your fellow youth being slaughtered, innocent people? And when youths of Igbo extraction are being slaughtered, it is the same IPOB that will come. If it is those of them from Akwa Ibom are being slaughtered, it's the same IPOB that will come. If it is those of them in Idoma, it's the same IPOB that will come. We thank God, of course, for IPOB and the good job they are doing, but we must make it a straight point. We must set that very point very, very straight, that Ebubagun, whatever you call yourselves, that these very indigenous people of Biafra is echoing it right now on the Radio Biafra, the very hallowed platform, that you must vacate our land by fire, by force. You must vacate our land. You are not of Igbo extraction. You have been constituted together by the same enemy who have decided that what they can achieve 2022, 2023 is to kill off our youth. We also want to sound a warning to the Nigerian military that we have seen the movement of their heavy equipments, artillery, APC, into our land, where our land is normally peaceful. The only people making the land to look as if it is no longer peaceful is because of the presence of Janjaweed in uniform. As soon as you leave our land, you will see peace. We hear the hopeless Ozodenjo, complaining about, his jurisdiction not being peaceful, complaining about insecurity. But you are the one importing insecurity. By the time you import any of these artillery pieces, you are importing war. You are importing killing. You are importing spilling of blood. You are importing slaughtering, maiming, and pillaging. By the time you bring any of them of the Janjaweed extraction in uniform, you are actually and literally, you are importing and welcoming genocide. Because what is happening to all these people who to you are no human beings must happen to your family. That we can assure you. Hopeless, what is happening to these innocent people must happen to your family. Whether you like it or not, Chukwu Abiyama is not sleeping. All of you have your families in abroad, you have your children in abroad, you have your wives and your daughters and your sons, giving them the best education. When people are sick, they have no medicine, they take chalk, they don't take anything that is called medicine. But when you have a headache, you fly abroad. When your children have headache, they are treated abroad, because after all, that's where they're living. Yet, you cannot show a little humanity, a little sympathy, a little atom of understanding that somehow these wretched people also have the right to live a life that is endowed by God Almighty who created them. How dare you lavish these lives just because you want to remain a governor? Just because you were imposed on the people, nobody voted you. Hopeless, you were fought in the election that took place. Yet, shamelessly, you see yourself parading yourself, calling innocent people somehow bandits or whatever you try to, paint them. At the end of the day, these are innocent boys who went for wedding. We have seen the video where they were before their death, where they were relaxed, drinking and eating. Is that not an evidence that these were innocent Igbo boys? And that is why at this juncture, we are calling upon all the Igbos, all of you, and those of you who are not Igbos as well. If you are a Biafran, if you are from Itekiri, if you are from Ijo, if you are from Anyoma, of course, you are also Igbo. Those of you from Urobo, and those of you from Efik, as many as possible, we want you to go and support the Igbo clans of Biafra land who are yelling for freedom, who are yelling for protection, who are asking the military Janjaweed to leave their land and their bushes. You should join them and show them this very solidarity. It's a solidarity we must all put hands together to show. We Biafrans of IPOB movement, we do support that. We do support a situation where all clans in Biafra land go and show a support, a solidarity for our brothers of Igbo extraction. We see what is happening to them, and nobody should shy away, because the next will be your doorstep. The next might be in Efik, as we know has happened in Akwa Ibom, in Calabar, and other places where people are being slaughtered as well. It is the same IPOB that stood up and spoke on your behalf. It's the same IPOB that stood up to condemn it. It's the same IPOB that stood up to make sure that the media throws an eye to it. The same IPOB that ensures that those who are the stakeholders do step in to do the right thing. Otherwise, the killing will never get mitigated. The killing can only get worse. And that is why we're here today. We are here to make sure that this very message goes across Biafra land, goes across the zoo, goes across the whole of West Africa, extend by all extension to worldwide humanity, that what is happening in our land, the carnage and the treachery happening, must come to a stop. What is happening is nothing but ordinary genocide. What is happening is a plain genocide, a genocide that has not stopped, a genocide that started since 1945, has continued to be worse and worse. What we have seen so far is that even after the Civil War, more than 2-3 million people have been killed so far, combined. Since after the Civil War, we are counting what is happening, we are counting individuals, we are counting the number of people being killed, so that the Janjaweed should not think that we are not keeping records. Since after the Civil War, you have killed nothing less than 2 to 3 million Biafrans. And that is no gainsay, that is just the simple truth. You have killed them by disenfranchising, ensuring that what keeps them safe is taken away. You have been killing them through your policies. You have been killing them, making sure that even your Janjaweed comes out with live rifle and killing them at sight, shooting them aside. Those of them you have picked away, you have not returned them. Recently, our young lady was impregnated, and it only took this very idiot, this very stooge, this very willing tool, just for the crumbs that fall from the table of the master, he came to claim that the young lady somehow was a girlfriend of somebody, I don't know. Shameless, hopeless, souls of danger. This young lady is a young lady, as simple as that. Have you investigated the case? Have you been objective about her situation? Have you tried to look into her plight objectively? Have you allowed a legal team to come and investigate what happened? Have you allowed a critical media to come and look at it critically? Have you allowed what is supposed to be done to establish the facts surrounding this very young lady? No. You only want to do what pleases your master. What appeases the Fulani Janjaweed North is what you want to do, so that you remain there. But let me tell you something. Maybe you should go and ask Ojo Zokalo. Ojo Zokalo even gave them Ruga. A well, prohibited nomenclature. Nobody wants to hear that. Ojo Zokalo is on video bragging the same Ruga people are running away from. He said he implemented it. But what happened to him? Completely humiliated and, dismantled. They disgraced him. They locked him up. He went on his knees, a whole former governor. begging Fulani Janjaweed who are seated while he was on his knees, pleading to be released. Okora Hausa went on the ground, lying on the floor, remembering Jesus for the first time, and asking for protection. But this is somebody who was on the seat of a governorship and unleashing hell on his own people, looting and killing and pillaging. That even a little boy, less than 11 years old, I think, was just gone down by the same Janjaweed serving Okora Hausa. But what they did, they came, poured a hole in his house through the ceiling, descended on him, picked him up like a chicken. All Jews of Kali, you were locked up. Upon everything you lobbied and everything, upon the whole of your money you had to share with them, they still locked you up. Because you steal from your people, and at the end of the day, they will use their EFCC to grab the money back from you. So why don't you use that money and develop and protect your people? Because at the end of the day, the Janjaweed will come and collect the money back from you. But will you have sense? Of course, you will not. And that is why Biafrans are angry today, and Biafrans will continue to remain angry, and we all will continue to do the right thing, continue to demand that this very freedom, we are going to get it. We know can never be served on a platter of gold. We know that we need to go for it. We know that we need to ask for it. We know that we need to grab it. And if it is a bull, we grab it by the horn. And that is what we're going to do. And that is what we are doing. Because you understand no peaceful approach. Biafra come, they slaughter, and they go back to their hiding. Those are terrorists. But here we are, indigenous people. Your problem is you're not educated. If you're educated, you go and find out what is the meaning of indigenous people. Is there anything violent about it? Is there anything odd about this very nomenclature? Is there anything odd about this very name, indigenous people? And then of Biafra. You are also called Arawa, but you are indigenous people of Arawa. So is there anything strange? You are indigenous people of Arawa. Or maybe indigenous people of Fulani. So what is strange about it? What is that fear? We yell for the quest for our freedom. We yell for that this very freedom we must achieve. We're not handing it to no other generation, but this very generation. No matter what people do, no matter how many people you kill, at the end of the day, you'll be tired. And at the end of the day, you are the one going to hands off. You are the one going to surrender. But we, the indigenous people of Biafra, it is not in our DNA to surrender. It is not in our DNA to retreat. It is not in our DNA to give up. It is never going to be in our DNA to hand over our generations or future generations under your, whims and caprices, because then they will exist no more. Since your plan is to obliterate everybody in Biafra land and have a land, of course, it is obvious you are doing it to other places. You did it to the Hausas. You have taken over their places, their lands, and the Biafra land is surely your Waterloo. That we can assure you. This very indigenous people of Biafra, we do assure you, our land remains your Waterloo. And at this juncture, of course, before I come in later, we do have a cross-section of members of the DOS, very few, not quite very much we have available for now. And I will quickly go to some of them to see what they have in terms of what is happening and how we need to do the right thing to ensure that our people are relieved from this very pain, ongoing pain, and that is quite very excruciating pain. This excruciating pain must be relieved. Our people must be relieved from this pain. The pain not only of hunger, the pain of bloodshed, the pain of being slaughtered, the pain of losing their wives and their husbands, the pain of losing their only child, and the pains of losing only daughters who are also raped at the same time. Some of them, they get raped and get beheaded. It is not against everybody sees these videos. So what is wrong with coming around the table to condemn it? And therefore, I will use this opportunity to go to MAZI Oba. Probably you have something to say. You want to go ahead. I'll give you the microphone to quickly go on to address Biafrans all over the world and at this juncture, and of course, give them a very good sense of hope. Thank you very much. Microphone to you. MAZI Oba, go ahead.
Yes, good evening from here, head of the Directorate, Deputy Head of the Directorate. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead. You are being heard from Biafrans worldwide. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much, Deputy Head of the Directorate, and also thank you to our host. And I want to use this opportunity also to greet Biafrans all over the world and IPOB worldwide under the leadership of MAZI Namdekano. I want to really appreciate all of you this evening, and I'm welcoming you on this evening brief edition. My name remains MAZI Aizayoba. I come from Mbise in Owuro Province. I reside here in the Republic of Ireland. I want to appreciate our leader, Machineke. He's doing very good. Of course, before I go further into a little contribution I want to make this evening, I sincerely want to send my, unwavering condolences to the family of our people in Oru and our mama that lost their loved ones on Sunday over this, callous killing of innocent young Igbo youths. There's no reason for this, no warrant for this. This never happened anywhere in the world where young youth were doing their things, looking, trying to make living out of what they see in Nigeria. The condition Nigeria kept them. These young guys, who happens to be an Okada driver, went with his friend to pay for a bed ride. And none of them know that that will be the last moment of their life on this earth. Parents never thought that this can ever happen. People who are not armed, people who are not holding anything, people who are not in a, they are not in a congregation of criminals. These are innocent young youth. I don't think any of them is above 30 years old. Their life were cut short. Parents expecting their young children that Nigeria never, ever one single day, Nigerian government, Imo State government, never one single day supported any grown-up youth. They've never supported them. Every single child from the East survive on their own unto their adult age. they went to look for a wife. And just like that, without any provocation, without any confrontation, without any argument, the Nigerian security agencies, made up by Fulani terrorists, went in a family compound without minding children around, shooting down more than 21 youths. According to the record, those who were there, the survivors, not even those who, the survivors. And this is what we have been calling our people, letting our people know that if we don't come together, if we don't look after ourselves, nobody will. Where is Ohanes and Igbo today? Nowhere in this world, young youth like that will be killed by the so-called security agencies, and that country will remain the same. Nowhere, it never happened anywhere. I remember a few years ago when a young youth was shot by accident in Greece. The whole entire Greece were set ablaze. A youth were shot by the police, Greek police, by accident. Everywhere in Greece were shut down for nearly 1 month until they give explanation how this happened. But you see where they were killing youths. You see a young youth driving a car, a good car. They will stop the child, they put them out of the car, and they will make their way with them. Nobody will ask. They said we have political elites. They said we have Igbo traditional rulers. They said we have clergymen. Watching young youth being killed in the manner that we are seeing today. Youth that they could not provide job for. They could not even allow them to continue in their school. Universities are shut down across the whole entire Biafra land. I don't know about the zoo. No university. That little right that is meant for these young guys. We are not even, that opportunity, we are not even provided to them. And they are trying to hold on to see what tomorrow brings for themselves. And this heartless terrorist called Ebubago, today, we are declaring Ebubago as a terrorist organization in our land. And they should be treated, anywhere you see them, they should be treated as terrorists. I have asked this question on the social media. Can anybody explain to me? Can anybody tell me, since the formation of Ebubago, what is our benefit to it? Can anybody tell me, since the formation of Ebubago, what are their job? What have we gained? Have they killed any Fulani terrorists in the bushes? Have they arrested any Fulani terrorists? Have they stopped any criminal, at least at once? They never done that. These people will go into a community. They will arrest youths, Igbo youths. They will take them. They will kill them. Some of them, they will harvest their organ. And nobody says anything. No clergyman He was shooting an animal. If they have committed any crime, why don't you arrest them? I think you say you have court in the zoo. I think you say you have juries in the zoo. Why didn't you stop and arrest our youth if you feel they have committed offense? Times. MAZI Nnamdi Kanu have said this several times. Nobody can fight this fight for us. Some of you who are going to churches and blaming our ancestors, cursing them, laying curse on them, I am asking you, tomorrow you are going to be an ancestor. You don't know about it. And the question is, what are you doing now? What is your own legacy? You are living for your children, so they will not condemn you as you are condemning your own ancestors who gave birth to you and raised you. The reason why you are alive today, the reason why you have root, where you come from, is because of your ancestors. But these criminals came and turned your head against them. The way some infiltrators are turning your head against the leadership, against MAZI Nnamdi Kanu, after 10 years, over 10 years of MAZI Nnamdi Kanu preaching on Radio Biafra, telling you what is about to happen. A day like this will come. Telling you that a day like this will come. Prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. These people are coming. And just less than 1 year, all of you abandon all the instruction, all the laid down rule, every damn thing that will guide you to the promised land. Criminals start playing with your brain. And look at the result of it today. The enemies now taking advantage, going house to house, burning it, killing everybody inside it. Because they know that the infiltrators have confused you. You don't even know who to follow. While everything is there looking for you, what MAZI Nnamdi Kanu labored and kept for you, you have abandoned them. Most of you have abandoned it. And the result of it now is deadly. We are calling you to return. Return and come back home. The MAZI Nnamdi Kanu have put everything in place for you. Don't let anybody to fool you. Don't take instruction from people who are not part of what we are doing. Don't. It's very, very disastrous. It can kill. It can wipe away. It can destroy. If you left the whole lay down rule MAZI Nnamdi Kanu put in place and follow people who have not been part of this from the beginning, you are going to destroy yourself. Chukwu Kikabiama is my witness. You are going to destroy yourself. You are giving room to overrun you. What they are doing today. Come back home. Support this struggle. Nigeria will never save you. Nigeria is not designed for you. Nigeria cannot be in place at the detriment of Igbo race and our blood. You cannot see it. That without Biafra, you are nothing. Even in your one Nigeria, some of you who said that, what is can we not leave this to Biafra? And now, even in your one Nigeria, they are killing you. They are killing you. They don't value you. In political arena, they don't value you. They have taken over even your church. To the extent now they have formed their own bishops. Now, now. Now they have formed their own bishop. Make a fake bishop that will tell you how bad and how far these people can go. Do you see any clergyman condemned what happened in Lagos over using the fake clergy to speak on behalf of the real clergymen? Evil politicians use a fake man to run Nigeria for nearly 6 years now. Fake man. And fake man is giving order to the so-called Nigerian army. Somebody, you know your head of command, your chief command of armed forces of the zoo, but Nigerian army is to take order from a fake man who is illegitimate. And today, because Nigeria is built on fake foundation, now they have gotten a fake bishops and clergymen and pastors. Now, what are they going to talk about it? I thought that they said IPOB is their problem. I thought that the same as in Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB is an antichrist. Between Nigerian politicians now and Nigerian government, who is making fake bishops and fake pastors to speak on behalf of pastors and bishops and clergymen who are now antichrist. Now, do you understand it? That 99% of problem we have today are these evil clergymen that never speak up when evil is ravaging and destroying our own land, because they are part of it. They are part of it. The same game they played 2019, the same game they played. Forming Ohaneze Ndigbo in Ugwu Hausa and Ohaneze Ndigbo led by Nnianwodo. They used the one in Ugwu Hausa, the fake one, to overthrow Nnianwodo until they finished 2019 election. Our people, it's time for all of you to wake up, to understand that Nigeria is meant to destroy us. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have done a great work. About this and these infiltrators, giving a useless order that can be very, very destructive. IPOB is all about hell. It is time for us to wake up. Our youth, this is the time for you now to stand up. Igbo youth, we cannot allow these people to continue killing us this way, snuffing life out of us. I don't know where these people came from. I don't know who gave Ebubago this terrorist organization called Ebubago. This is what we have been. This is the only thing we got from the Southeast governors. This is the only thing. They went to a boy. They slaughtered. They slaughtered. They slaughtered. They went to Obibo. We can they use him. They slaughtered. They slaughtered over 1,000 Biafran youth. We are slaughtered in Obibo. Nobody said anything. Nobody. Nnianwodo and Ohaneze Ndigbo went to Igbocha and sang Mwike. After killing thousands and over 1,000 women, Biafran women were sent to the north to be raped. Some of them were raped to death. Mwike sense to please Fulani. Today, where is Mwike and Fulanis? Where is his presidential ambition? They dumped him. Igbo politicians never learn any lesson. Igbo clergymen never learn any lesson. Igbo traditional rulers never learn any lesson. How many times, how many years now, decade after decade, the life of Igbo man has been used as a sacrificial lamb to keep Nigeria one. They will lose them. They will dump them. We can slaughter our people. Now they have seen that they have succeeded in that one. I came on social media and I told our people, don't say because you are from Anna, don't because you are in Ebonyi, don't say because you are in Imo. We should condemn what Wike is doing in Ebonyi State, in River State, in Obibo to be precise. Everybody should stand up. And people, we are thinking that it's all about they are from Obibo. It's happening in Obibo. they finished in Obibo. Now they are in Imo State. And also, we also came here and we told our people, all our people across the whole entire East should stand up against what this Okebeke is doing in Imo State. People kept quiet. And now, they have nearly destroyed the life of Igbo youth in Imo State. The same thing that we are doing in Anambra. And we have been calling Soludo. You are well educated. You are well informed. Use your number 6. Don't let these people push you to kill your own people for nothing. You have children. You know what it costs to raise children. Talk less of our parents that have no opportunity to provide a job for themselves. They struggle to raise these children. And these so-called governors who are asking vote, go and get your vote, go and get your PVC. These people will come in and start killing the same people who allow them into office. This is the time for us to stand up. What happened in our mama in Imo State? Should every Igbo youth across the entire Biafra land should stand up? From Iguacha, from State, from Cross River, from Calabar, every Igbo youth in the East should stand up from now on. Should stand up. Let us protest. Everybody should come out in solidarity. We must stop this. This is what MAZI Nnamdi Kanu have managed to do. Wrestle the power from the criminals and hand it over to you. This is the time. Sacrifice 2 or 3 days and let's stop this madness in our land. Otherwise, these people will continue going house to house, killing the youth and burning down houses. I want to use this opportunity to thank all of you who are listening. And please, do not hesitate. Do not relent. This is the time we should come in solidarity. The only people who are speaking now is the same IPOB they are condemning. They are demonizing. The same IPOB leadership are the ones who are still standing and speaking on behalf of our people. There is no other voice. They wanted to stop MAZI Nnamdi Kanu. They have put him where they're silencing him now. What after it? What are they doing? The killing, has that stopped? Have Nigerian government stopped killing our people? Security agencies, have they stopped killing our people? They say it's MAZI Nnamdi Kanu is the problem. Now, what is the problem? Why are they still killing the youth? Without any cause. We need to stand up and do what is exactly happening in Sri Lanka, in other countries, and do this fight and struggle and end it for good, so that our coming up children will have future. Otherwise, we will still continue with this quagmire, this pain, this sorrow, this humiliation of our people and cutting life short for our youth. It must stop. Everybody, all hands must be on the. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity, Deputy HOD. And also, those of you who have listened, please make sure that you do the needful. Thank you very much. And I'm giving the microphone back to you. No.
Thank you, MAZI. MAZI Oba. MAZI Oba is the Deputy European Rep, and you have spoken very, very well, I can assure you. Thank you very much. The microphone will now drift over to MAZI Nachi. Please go ahead. MAZI Nachi, please. If you're hearing me, please pick up the microphone, please, MAZI Nachi. Go ahead.
Thank you, Deputy Jody. Thank you, our beloved comrade, Jonathan, for doing the work as usual, the work of motherland. Fellow Biafras, lovers of freedom, I greet you all in the name of Chukwokika. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you all, especially to those in Biafra land, especially to those in Imo State, especially to those in Ebonyi State, who are on daily basis being massacred by the so-called criminal gang called the Bubago. First and foremost, my name is MAZI Machi. I am from Apipo South. Apipo South is in Ebonyi State. And Ebonyi State is Biafra land. By the grace of Chukwukikabia Mapurini, I serve you and I serve this very noble struggle as your South American representative and also a member of the DOS. Our special thanks once again to our indefatigable leader, the one who saw tomorrow, Onyendu Mazi Namdekano, the one who is suffering today because of the cause of his people, because of the same genocidal acts, the same naming and massacring of his own people. We once again thank him for seeing what he saw in the past few years ago. And it is on this promise, it is on this very cause, we still remain firm to this very noble cause, irrespective of the handworks of the evildoers, the sons and daughters of Jezebel, the sons and daughters of perdition, those who have been caused to be destroyed forevermore, and those whom the gods and the spirit of our heroes and heroines will reject in the land of Biafra, soonest, in the soonest possible time to come. Fellow comrade and lovers of freedom all across the world, you all know that IPOB entails all about Biafra, not just about the Igbo cause, not just about the Ijo cause, not just about the Ibibio cause. That is why when it happens to one region or one people within the Biafran construction, we will do our duty as the leaders of this very noble movement. That we are speaking about Imo State today is the same if it occurs in Ijo. We will do the same, just as we have been doing in the past. We want to once again display and show our deepest condolences to our mothers who are mourning their beloved children. You could imagine after 9 months of pregnancy, losing your beloved children who did absolutely nothing against the law, whose only sin was to go for a wedding ceremony, only to be targeted by a criminal gang, unidentified people, imported by a sitting governor of a state to cause mayhem, to massacre the people for no just cause, just because they happen to be innocent male children. You've all seen the video. You saw them when they went to the ceremony. The videos are there. There is nothing hidden about it. You saw them drinking, some were smoking, just doing their normal kid stuff. They were still kids. These children were little children. only for a criminal gang imported by a state governor. Hope Uzodema. I will call him by his name for the sake of those who might be asking, who is this person? Though he doesn't deserve to be mentioned on this very noble platform of IPOB. They made those children, massacre them by a bubago, but we heard the state governor coming out to say it was the DSS. Before we come to that, we want to say it categorically clear on behalf of this very noble leadership. The ongoing protest in Imo State, in our mama, is well encouraged by this very leadership. From the message from the head of directorate, it is to you, our people, who are doing the needful. And let me make it categorically clear once again. It is your civil rights as Igbo youth residing in Imo State, undeniable civil rights, to engage in protest, peaceful protest, to demand for justice to be done. And without justice being done, you aren't stopping the protest. Even if IPOB isn't involved in this protest at the moment. But we encourage you, courageous youth, courageous mothers, courageous fathers, who have left all you are doing to participate in that very civil protest and peaceful one at that matter. We encourage you to remain civil and remain peaceful. It is not yet time for violence. We will not engage in any violence at the moment. But you must continue to protest. And if you aren't protesting yet, if you aren't engaging alongside those courageous youth across the streets of Owerri, across the streets of our mama, we urge you to go out there and engage for justice to be done through civil protest and peaceful protest. We know that at the zoo, as they are known for, the security forces, we try to infiltrate your protest. But be on alert. Be on alert. Do not allow anyone to deceive you through violence. At this very critical juncture, we are doing the needful. One thing that must be done is this: to demand for an explanation from the sitting governor, opposed to them. Why were those innocent children massacred? That is the essence. Don't allow anyone to use violence to shift away this very critical question. He must come out to answer the Imo State people. He must. And going from today henceforth, that is the question. The governor who imported this very criminal into Imo State, it is time for you to come out and answer this critical question to the people you are made to govern. What is the job of these very criminal gangs in Imo State? What is their aim in Imo State? Who are they? What is their identity? Where are they from? Are they the people of Imo? Are they the people of Imo race? Are they the Janjaweed that your political godfather, the man in Aso Rock, gave to you to decimate your own people? This is the critical question that these very protests, peaceful protests, will be serving going forward. Don't allow anyone to make you to engage in violence. If you see anyone coming to engage in violence on this very peaceful protest, you are to neutralize them. Neutralize such a person, because this is not yet time for any atom of violence. It is a civil protest. Civil protest is your fundamental human rights. It is done across the West countries, in diaspora, in Europe, in South America countries. It is done. In America, it is done. Civil protest. In anywhere there is any act of genocidal acts, the people are made to question the governor or the senators or the House of Congress. And that is what we encourage you, the courageous youth of Imo State, to do. The courageous fathers of Imo State to do. The courageous mothers of Imo State to do. We must hold hope also them accountable at this very critical juncture. It is not time for him to just come out and make some silly statements, and then he thinks it is over. Hope of the might is not over. It is time to engage you. Legality for legality, civil rights for civil rights, and civil protest for civil protest. If you import once you see forces to engage in violence, you will find it very, very, very regrettable. You will find it very, very unprecedented. Something you never imagined would befall you. Therefore, it is best for you to come out before the people of Imo State and answer this very critical question. The unidentified criminals in Imo State, who brought them in, and what is their aim? What is their mission in Imo State? It is why you are governor. Therefore, you must answer these very critical questions that these very people of Imo State are asking you. What led to the massacring of innocent children? You must answer. While you answer before the shores of Biafra land, before the shores of Imo State, before the shores of Africa, you will answer before the shores of Western countries across the globe. That promise we are making to you. You won't be let go. This time around, you won't be let go. No one will leave you. It is not about doing violence, but it's now time for you to be accountable. You must be held accountable for the souls you have wasted ever since you became the governor of Imo State. Ever since you were imposed against the wish of the people of Imo State. The time for going violence, thinking you would go to the Aso Rock, get ammunition, get all the artillery in the world to massacre your own people, that time is over. It is now time for legality versus legality. Holding you responsible for the children you have wasted in Imo State. If anyone haven't made it clear, we are making it clear to you. You will never escape this time around. And all the security forces you have used, the illegal ones and the legal ones, you will pronounce them and bring them forward before the people of Imo State. To know them, we want to know their identity. Who are they? Of Ibubago in the entire Igbo region, in the entire Igbo State. It is time for Ibubago to end today. What is the meaning of Ibubago? Who brought them? You and Dave Umahi. You and Dave Umahi. It is time that the extrajudicial massacring, killing of the innocent youth, rendering mothers to unnecessary mourning, rendering them childrenless, childless, that time has come to end. Ibubago must end in Igbo land. Take them to the north where you imported them from. There is an evidence from ICS, from those who witnessed the mayhem of Ibubago, that these people aren't Igbo. They aren't from the Igbo race. Therefore, we are asking you, where is the source of Ibubago? Where are they coming from? Why are they decimating the children of the Igbo race? You must answer. Going forward from henceforth, the end of Ibubago has come. If you know how you gather them in, also gather them out of the land of Igbo race. It is time. Don't say you weren't told. We are making it clear before the world that the criminal gang is called Ibubago, and it is time for whatever oppression of that very gang to come to an end today. There is security forces of the Nigerian state. Why aren't the police allowed to work? There is the DSS. Aren't they powerful anymore? What is their job? You have the DSS, you have the police, you have the army. What then is Ibubago? You must bring it to an end, and then you answer to your own people why you brought that very criminal gang into the land. To the Igbo elders, the traditional, the clergymen, the political elites, isn't it a shame Isn't it a shame that your own children, whom you are made to father, are now being wasted while you are mute, while you are silent, while you are negligent on your social responsibility towards your own people? Oh, you are silent because you have compromised your soul. You are silent because most of them have compromised you, giving you millions. You therefore can no longer condemn him. You can no longer speak truth to hopeless of the man and tell him, why are you wasting the Igbo blood? Why are you polluting the land of the Igbo region? It could be your own children. It could be your own children. You never can tell how your own children go, where they move to. As you heard from the test, David, who was the one wedding on that very fateful day. Not faithful, it was an unfaithful day, on the 17th of this very month, the month of July. You heard him. He said some people came from Onisha to pay him a visit and to a kind of celebrate with him on his wedding day, only for them to meet their death. The criminal gang called Ebubagu took their vehicles, their motorcycles, massacred visitors. And you are silent. You are silent. But one thing is certain. At the appointed time, we shall hold you all responsible for being negligent, for being careless towards the affair of your own people. The same IPOB whom you condemned, the same MAZI Namdekano whom you are all incarcerating today, is the same people who are speaking for the interest of the Igbo race. Isn't it shameful? Of course it is. And it is time for you all to wash yourselves with the sackcloth and ashes and come out in boldness to tell hopes of them man. Now it's time for him to answer why he is decimating the Igbo youth in Imo State. Why he is on genocide agenda to wipe out the Igbo youth in Imo State. It is time. It is never too late for you all to rise up and do the needful. But have you abandoned your social responsibility towards your own people? Of course you have. Over the past decades. Not just now. As we are speaking today, it is not just happening in our mama. It is happening in Amifeke, Oboru, down to Amazu, down to Akata, down to Ata, down to Umutanzi, across the entirety of Imo State. Not just in our mama. For those who don't know the plight of the Biafran people and the Igbo race. It is happening in every state. If they are not being killed by the Ebubago, it is either this Fulani Janjaweed. It is either the Nigerian security forces who are decimating the people. We are done with the people run to. It is therefore time to hold this man accountable. Hope was on the man. Dave Omahi. It is time to be answerable to the people. We are therefore cautioning the newly appointed Anambra State Governor, elected Anambra State Governor, Governor Soludo, be careful and tread cautiously and wisely in order for you not to be part of this very, very evil man. Be careful. Right there in the north, a commander of the bandits in Zamfara State was crowned a king by the kings of Zamfara. A man who was declared wanted by the Nigerian police. Now ask yourself, across the Igbo race, across the Igbo nations, across the Igbo states, why then do you destroy your own people, innocent people for that matter? Why the not? The oligarchies are protecting non-terrorists, but you are there killing your own youth. It is time you wake up and do the needful in protecting your own people, your own youth, in protecting them, giving them dividends of democracy, not to massacre them, not to kill them, not to decimate them, not to be used as a willing tools by the Fulani oligarchy and the man in Asorok. Remember, they will always call you the Enyamene. They will betray you, and they will remind you that you are from the Biafran region. You are from the Igbo race, despite being willing tools to them. We demand for forensic and independent investigation towards this very issue, towards this very massacre, towards this very genocidal agenda going on across the Igbo states. It is time for the journalists to go down there, go down to the homes that were destroyed. Not just today, not just the one that happened on the 17th, but to go down there as it make your independent journalism. And ask critical questions. Of course, some of you are already doing it. And we overheard, I saw Ohanese saying Buhari should, Buhari should engage in forensic investigation. The same Buhari that gave purpose of the ammunition to kill the youth. Is he the one you are calling for forensic investigation? Of course, we know those that do forensic investigation. They enter society, they are there. You have heard some of their reports. This is what we are saying. That they should commence the investigation now. Why the protest is ongoing. Why the protest is ongoing. And then the mystery behind the decimation of the Igbo youth, the Igbo children, must be unraveled, and hope was of the man being held accountable. Therefore, my being held accountable for the disappearance of the Igbo youth across these two states. We won't let go. Do not forget, we are the indigenous people of Biafra, the IPOB. We do not forgive, and we do not forget. From me, from here, it is your humble servant, MAZI Nachi. Deputy HOD, I hand over to you, but there were no much.
Thank you so much. That was MAZI Nachi, the very, very able, South American continental rep. And MAZI Nachi is known for his very, very vigorous presentation, and he has delivered as expected. We thank him for that. I think joined us is the European rep in the person of MAZI Abanyim. MAZI Abanyim, you are going to have the microphone right now going forward and address Biafrans as briefly as you can, and touching the ongoing episode. Thank you so much. MAZI Abanyim, have the microphone, please, with immediate effect. Thank you so much. I hope you are available. MAZI Abanyim, if you are there, please pick up the microphone. Thank you so much. Go ahead.
And there were only Siemens, it was Mazin Strumike, and all the members of DOS present. Mas Jonathan, greetings from here. I know that there's nothing good at this evening. To Biafrans all over the world, depending on your time zone, we greet you from the Office of the Directorate of State. With a heavy heart, we have come again on air tonight to speak in unequivocal terms and in the strongest term to condemn the impunity of massacring our people by the Supreme Court administrator in Imo State in the name of Ebubago that he has brought to decimate our people. Hope Uzodimma, how many times have I called you? You have taken more than required, and your cup is full. With this particular massacre of 14 unarmed, innocent Igbo youths, you have drawn the battle line, and you know that you're not gonna survive it, because our adage in Igbo land is that ufonye siero oha erichia ya, and oha siero ufonye oga erichia. This is what you have to go and think about. We have been watching from the Directorate of State since you were enforced and imposed into the people of Imo State by the Fulani Janjaweed. Everybody knows why they imposed you. Because Ihedioha refused to kill his people, and you agreed and signed and took an oath to kill your own people, and they made you governor, forcing you into the people that did not vote for you. So it is not a surprise when we see what you are doing in Imo State. The Ruga started with giving land to the people of Fulani to come and occupy our land. When that seemed not to be working out, you imported the military to come and kill the youths. This is not the first time, and not the second, and not the third, but we are telling you that this will be the last one you have done. The saying goes like, every day is for the thief, and one day is for the owner. This is the day of the owner. These 14 youths that you massacred, returning from a traditional wedding, will be your end. The DOS is saying unequivocally to the whole Biafrans, the whole Igbo people, that there will be no more Ebubago in Imo State and in the whole of Igbo land. No more Ebubago. Ebubago is persona non grata, the enemies of the people. They have tried by killing our people with the Fulani headsmen in our bushes and farmlands, who have been killing and maiming and raping our people, killing our parents and raping their mothers and wives and sisters. When they saw that ESN has, stopped them from doing that, they recruited our own people to continue from where the Fulani herdsmen stopped, helping the Nigerian military, who we also know that they are repentant Boko Haram, members, terrorists, whom they have, exported to the east to go and continue their work officially on official uniform. No more as terrorists, but official Nigerian army terrorists. So when we are, as if that was not enough, the DSS are killing our people. As if that's not enough, now it's Ebubago. Ebubago is imported. They are also working with the Fulani terrorists. They are not just only Igbo people in Ebubago. Our M branch has, detailed us how Ebubago was formed and how they function. This is terrorist people in our land. Ebubago from tonight, the DOS is saying unequivocally that there is no more Ebubago in the whole of Igbo land. Ebubago is banned from now. And Governor Hope Uzodimma, the administrator of Imo State, Supreme Court administrator, you are going to be held accountable for the lives of the Igbo youth that you have wasted in Imo State. Not only this, what happened in Oru, our Mama area, just this week, but also the killings that have been going on in Olu town, in Amifeke, in Ihioma, Umutanze, Ata, Amazu, even Okudo and Ekwe. All those areas, you have been killing our youths. You have been killing our youths, and nobody has said anything. You label these young men who went for a traditional wedding. You label them, criminals. But the question is, how many Fulani criminals have you killed since they imposed you on the people of Imo State? How many of the Fulani terrorists, headmen, and the bandits, how many have you killed? Those who were officially killing people, maiming people, burning villages, sacking people from their ancestral land, and occupying their lands. How many have you killed? You think that onye buru nwanne ya okenike na, you are nothing but a fool. A fool. Okenule kenama. You're killing your own people, unarmed, innocent youths. Shame onto Ebubago, shame onto DSS, shame onto Nigerian military. They never fought any war. And our leader has always, said this, and people thought it's a joke. They are only happy to shoot unarmed people. They can't even face Boko Haram. They can't face Fulani headsmen. But when it comes to shooting unarmed, innocent people, then you see them. These are vagabonds. These are vagabonds. It's really, really heartbreaking how you are making mothers childless in our own land. How you are making mothers childless. And so will your own wife be childless, your mother will be childless, your whole family will be childless. And as long as this world exists, this life exists, you will never have a place in Imo State because of what you have done to our people. The Imo people will never accept you. The land of Imo State will reject you. The land of Igbo land will reject you. So pack and go and meet your Fulani contractors so that you can stay there and be converted to Islam. Stay there, but not in Imo State any longer because you have taken more than required. Our land has rejected you, Popuzodimma. Our land has rejected you because you have committed atrocity in our own land. Very, very sacrilegious acts, cowardice acts, killing innocent people all over. This is your contract with the Fulani Janjaweed who imposed you on the people of Imo State. Shame. And shame on the elders, those who call themselves the elite, the elders, the opinion molders. Where are they? Nobody saying anything because you have soiled your hands in blood, sold your conscience to money. You can't find your words anymore. But when it comes to IPOB, all of you will be jumping up and down, gallivanting and rejoicing because you have one single agenda to sell our land to the uncircumcised Janjaweed. But Chukwu Okabam, as long as he lives, Biafra must be restored and Nnamdi Kanu shall be released. This is a promise because what we are doing is more spiritual than physical. Biafra is already ordained. We are not just mincing word. Biafra must be restored in our own lifetime by this particular IPOB. Biafra must be restored no matter whatever you do. No human being, nobody born of a woman can stop the restoration of Biafra. And when this is done, I don't think you will have a place in the whole of Biafra land to call your home because you have committed a sacrilege. You have committed abomination. And in the olden days, they should take you to the evil forest because of what you have done to your own people, to your own blood. It's a shame and very, very regrettable indeed. Biafrans all over the world, the DOS is here. I think they are the only voice you have now in the whole of Igbo land, the whole of Biafra land, because those who are supposed to be speaking are not speaking. Those who are supposed to be saying something are not saying something. They have all dumbfounded. They are all dumbfounded. They have sold their consciences. And the DOS is here to tell you that we are standing behind the Igbo people because our life matters. We are standing before and behind all Biafrans in every situation. The DOS, the leadership of IPOB, is here to do the needful, to make sure that our land is secure, our people are protected, because we know that we have no security in that country. All of them have gathered against the children of God, but as long as they are gathering, not in the name of the Lord, they are going to scatter in 1,000 ways and be destroyed. This is the word of God, because Biafra is a spirit. So Mazin Zurumike, that's all I have to deliver tonight. I believe the Biafrans are listening. And Igbo life matter. We are not going to take this easy because usually mass cup is full. With this killing of the 14 unarmed youths, unnecessarily, his cup is full. Ebu bag is abolished. This is where we stand. Thank you so much, Mazumik, and thank you, Mas Jonathan. All hail Biafra.
Hey, Biafra, that echoed from the European rep in the person of MAZI, Osnabanyim, as usual, well delivered. Thank you so much. Of course, our able presenter, MAZI Jonathan, doing a very great job. Of course, he said it all, that Igbo life matter, Ijo life, of course, matter, Efik life matter, Urobo life matter, Idoma life matters. So all of them, they do matter. And that is why this very moment we have come to show solidarity to Ndibo and those of them they're killing. Any moment they rise against the Jaws, we are going to do the same because they are part and parcel of Biafra land. If we see them killing and slaughtering our people in Efik land, we shall stand for them. If we see them destroying and distorting lives in the Idoma land, the same thing this very family is going to do to make sure that we do stand with it. And that is why today we want to remind our people, Onya Jurajana Jongwe, if you have been rejected, do not reject yourself. They have come, they have among them is one Adamu Bu Kachua. This man, out of their secret meeting, came out to say, what the Igbos deserve is death. This is the only man who came out to speak what they had in their secret meeting. The secret meeting of Fulani hegemony, the Janjaweed terrorists, against the people of God, against the people of light, that the plan is to run down the whole of that part of the country, that part of the contraption, and ensure that no more life is living. They included the lives of the clergy, whether you're a pastor, whether you're a priest, your life was included. They included the traders of our land, those of you marketers, those of you who are traders. They included the lives of Okada riders. They included the teachers. They included the professionals. They included even the petty politicians. Those of you, once your name is Nyamane, they have decided to descend upon you, no matter what servitude you are showing there, no matter how subservient you are, your case for them is completely wiped out. They want to make sure that they obliterate the lives that are found, that are in that very, or that habitat in that very part of our world, to make sure that no more life is existing no more. We know what is happening. We know what is happening. It's just not an ordinary case. We know it's not isolated. It is a well-planned. They are in a haste to ensure that Biafrans are mowed down. They are in haste to make sure that the lives are wiped off as very much as possible and as fast as possible. They are in a haste to make sure that those targeted are the youths, those of them who are vibrant, those of them who are well energetic, those of them who would have risen up in case something bigger came or descended upon our people, those of them who are made and designed by Chukwu Abiyama to rise up tomorrow and fight for our land. They are the ones that are being the target. Ask yourself, why is it that in the last couple of months, the people being killed are the young people, those of them who are just 14, 15, know nothing, quite innocent, that do not even have their bearings in their hands, that do not understand what life is all about. They go against them, and a whole sitting governor, of course, seated by the Fulani masters, will come out and run his mouth, condemning these young people, young innocent people who did nothing and now condemned. He is condemning them instead of fighting those or investigating, at least showcasing efforts of investigation to ensure that justice is done or meted upon these people. But no. He wants to appease his masters, and that is why he's there. He has installed emirs for the first time in our land. He has installed the imams and emboldened them. He has given them lands and properties. He is protecting them, and all to make sure that he holds his seat. He forgets that the seat he's holding is the seat of the people of the same land he's killing. I understand what is going on, like as well as you all understand that the agenda is to wipe us out. And we are only asking, and we are only agitating and saying, why must this continue? Why must this continue? Why must our people die for nothing, for Christ's sake? They've done nothing. These are innocent people. Everybody could see the video where they were meriting, where they were socializing together, where they were holding hands together, where they were smiling, and you could see they were peaceful. These people had no sticks, had no guns, had nothing, only to be, ambushed, literally, ambushed, and send them to wherever they send them to. They send them or definitely out of this earth. They send them after their lives. But we do pray that Chukwu Abiyama will accept the souls of these our young, very fresh men into his bosom, because they did nothing. That Chukwu Abiyama be merciful and be merciful upon their souls. But that will not end the whole thing. The Biafrans must rise up. I have said it before. whether you're from Isoko, whether you're from wherever you are from Biafra land, irrespective of your clan, we are one people. We must hold shoulder to shoulder to ensure that we fence off these common enemies, whether they have changed your nomenclature to Niger Delta, whether they called you Delta Igbo, whether they called you now South. I don't know how many South they out your name. You are, at the end of the day, one same people. Do not be confused and bamboozled. That we must hold hands to hands together to fence off these common enemies out of our land. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. We are seeing our people rising up. We are seeing among them also some clergy. We are seeing among them the traders. We're seeing all manner of people and of all walks of life in Biafra land saying enough is enough. And we encourage that to continue. We do encourage that to continue, that our land must not be a land of only blood. We have always seen our land to be a land of milk and honey, but today they have decided that our land must be turned to land of blood, a very bloody land, and a land of genocide. And that must be ended up. And only you and I can do so. Only you and I can stand tall before our enemies and show a very high level of intrepidity, ensure that these enemies do not overcome us, rather that we shall overcome these very common enemies. Of course, MAZI, Jonathan, we have decided we're going to take some few questions in case any Biafran is willing to call in at this juncture. And then, of course, we are prepared in case anybody has a question going forward. But I want to say, and make it clear, we know there are some morons in their cave somewhere in Finland, wherever they are. Those of them who are ordering people in Biafra land that today, tomorrow should be a lockdown or whatever he called it, please do not listen, do not hearken, or do not adhere to any pronouncement from any moron from anywhere out of their caves, unless it is pronounced here on the platform of Radio Biafra, put together and put in place by Onyendu Mazim Nnamdi Kanu Hamadike. If it is not on this very hallowed platform, please do not hearken, do not listen to it. It is a complete hoax. It is an evil pronouncement. It is unacceptable pronouncement that can only lead to the death and destruction of lives and property. We are not going to take it hook, line, and sinker. And therefore, please do listen and only take order from this very, very structure and from this very leadership put in place by Onyedu MAZI Nnamdi Kanu, the very DOS that is also headed by MAZI Chikedozie. That is where you get a very authentic information. That is why I will give my microphone back to our moderator, MAZI Jonathan, in case there's any call, in case there's anybody that's willing to ask any question. We are very much available, of course, to entertain very, very, very few questions. Thank you very much. Thank you, Biafrans, of course, for listenership. We want to ask you to remain tuned as we continue before we end this program. Thank you very much, MAZI. Microphone back to you, MAZI Jonathan.
Ndewo, our deputy head of the directorate with other members of the VOS. Thank you very much, Biafrans. You've listened, but before I continue to opening the lines, I will love you to address vividly, reiterate again about tomorrow being Friday, because many people are asking in boxing, is there any sit at home tomorrow being Friday? Please reiterate on that before we continue. Please go on.
MAZI, thank you very much. And once again, our people, we don't blame you. There are some, this very seed of discord sometimes can be very powerful. And when they are said, some people get confused. Please, very, very simple. Tomorrow, Friday, is not a lockdown in Biafra land. Tomorrow is Friday. It is not a lockdown. You must all go about your businesses. You must go about doing the needful. Those of you on the protest lane, continue to project your protest, of course, peacefully as usual. We are not violent people as Biafrans, as Ndibo, as Ndijo, as Efik people. All of you, you're all peaceful people. You want to go and show solidarity and rise up and say, oh, the evil going on must be stopped. And when we support what you're doing, we are not saying there is any lockdown. No, there is no lockdown tomorrow. Do not listen to any pronouncement of such a nature. It is a fake information. It is being propagated by the evildoers from all their corners and their caves. Please do not take it. Do not take it at all. Like I said, not even hook, line, and sinker. Completely ignore that very pronouncement. There is no lockdown tomorrow in Biafra land. Not at all. Thank you very much.
The war, MAZI, thank you very much. Before we continue to take in questions, we shall go into a few minutes break. And what I want to add is that our people should understand that we are in a war. You know, day before yesterday, I talked about sectionalism. What happened in our mama in Imo, it should be taken by every Biafran as what happens to all of us. That is what we preach here. Don't take it or see it as it is happening in Akwa Ibom. It doesn't concern you. It's a story. Just like it is being said already, please. That is what makes us one people. We are one people. No matter how they want to continue dividing us, we continue resisting by showing them that we are one people, that we feel one another. Do not, allow it to happen to you before you can react. Let us learn how to be proactive and not reactive. I will go into a few minutes break, and when I come back, I will open my line just to take just 4 calls maximum. 4 calls. If you have a question, quick one, you can call in. But hold on, we shall go into a few minutes break and we shall be back. Please don't go away.
Biafra worldwide phone call campaign alert continues. BBC, a propaganda machine and racist media set up by the Great Britain to oppress the oppressed people of Biafra. BBC, your media war propaganda of 1967 that led to the genocide of over 3.5 million Biafrans, men, women, and children, did not stop us. Do you know why? Because we are the sons and daughters of the great lion from the tribe of Biafra. Our minds are made up. Your shenanigans, antics, and fake gutter media will not stop us either. We must and shall restore Biafra. Biafra worldwide phone call campaign alert continue. Now pay close attention. Be polite when you call BBC and use the following prompt when you call. Hello, my name is. You tell them your name. I am calling to ask about BBC policy of propaganda against the victims of genocide. Since you are obsessed with telling lies about Biafrans, here are 5 more questions to consider. Now, this is the question to ask BBC. We are witnesses to BBC racist coverage of terrorism, implying that Black Africans' lives don't matter. Yet the same BBC rallies the whole world at the slightest terrorist incident in the United Kingdom. Here is the second question. But when it comes to Nigeria, BBC not only hides terrorist killings, but they slander the victims and survivors of terrorism and genocide. The third one, when will the grand patrons of lies and hypocrisy, the BBC Fake News Network, make a documentary about the daily slaughtering of Nigerians by Fulani terrorists and the government of Nigeria, whom you protect, so that London may plunder Biafran's resources? The fourth question, is the oil and gas of Biafra the reason that BBC is obsessed and terrified by the agitation for freedom by the victims of 400 years of British colonial thievery and crimes against humanity? And the fifth one, we call on the good people of the world to ask BBC and UK government why it aids and abates the genocide in Nigeria by spreading lies, propaganda, and disinformation against Biafran freedom fighters. BBC, we know that you are United Kingdom government agents of imperialism with no modicum of shame. Take down your wicked fake documentary against the victims of genocide and stop your sadistic meddling in the lives of Black Africans. Now pay close attention. This is the time to call BBC. You can call them 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Biafran time. Date 4th of July to 30th of September 2022. Now grab your pen and paper and pay close attention. You can call BBC switchboard on this number +44 2087 438,000. I repeat, +44 208 743 8000, or you can tweet at BBC News. You can also call BBC Customer Service +44 3700 100 322. I repeat, +44 3700 100 322. Or you can also tweet at BBC Press. I have not finished. You can also call BBC Studios Limited +44 208 433 2000. I repeat, +44 208 433 2000. You can also email BBC News Channels at bbc.co.uk. BBC, we shall vanquish. BBC, do you know why? Because we are Biafrans.
Welcome back. This is Radio Biafra Hausa service coming to you through the auspices of Radio Biafra London. My name remains MAZI Jonathan Chinedu from Olo province of Biafra land. Today is the 21st day of July 2022. We are here live and direct. As I said, I will take 4 questions for the members of the Directorate of States, please. If you have, and of which I've seen calls coming, just 4 calls, please. Our direct line, as you know, is +1 213 328 6224. I repeat, +1 213 328 6224. Our WhatsApp and Signal line is +61 405 142 547. +61 405 142 547. Please be precise in your call Today is not a day to preach too long. Your view, go straight to the point, please. I have a caller on WhatsApp. Can you hear me? Call on WhatsApp. Welcome to the program.
Good evening, MAZI, Jonathan.
There we
Good evening. Good evening, my HOD's members. I greet everyone. My name is MAZI Ifani. I'm calling from my location. Although, MAZI, I don't have any question to ask for our HOD members. All they have said is a pure truth. But I want to use this opportunity to tell our people they should not listen to infiltrators. That infiltrators are the people that are deceiving them. IPOB leadership did not place any sit at home. There's nothing like sit at home tomorrow. Let everybody go all about their businesses. Because infiltrators are the one that are rumoring sit at home in the Biafra land. Everywhere rumoring sit at home. So I want to use this media. I thank God that our radio station is on in our location. Let people know that nothing like sit at home tomorrow. Go about your business. Don't mind and ignore infiltrators. MAZI, thank you. I don't have any question to ask them.
Thank you very much.
Everything we have. Good night. Good night, MAZI.
Amen. Blessed. You know what the enemy, one of the most potent weapons of the enemy is to duplicate command, to make a structure blurred so that people become confused. This one we give command, another one we give command, the other people will become confused. It's a weapon. People should understand this. That is why we keep on hinting to you that people that are doing all these things, all these infiltrators, it is pre-planned. Right from the day Kuremado, their master, their Oga, was stoned with raw egg in Germany. That was the day these things you are seeing were hatched. So the weapon, one of the most potent weapons of the enemy is this multiplicity of commands in a freedom fighting like this. People will come up giving the same people command. Oh, do this. The other one say, no, don't do. The other one, oh, do this. Oh, no. They're hearing, people should know the weapons of the enemy. IPOB, we are unique. That is why no person can be relevant without using IPOB name. It's not. Why don't you ask yourself, why are these people making use of IPOB as a name? Why? Oh, MAZI Nnamdi Kanu is our leader. Why don't they go and start forming from grassroots their own thing? Which is normal. That is where our leader said, anything you know to do that you can, anyhow you know what to do in order to get Biafra, do it. As long as you are not using our name, do your own thing. No person will interfere with you. If you are using IPOB's name, which means you must be under IPOB structure. That is what it means. People used to misunderstand it. You can form your own group and call it any other name. Remove MAZI Nnamdi Kanu from your mouth. Remove IPOB from your mouth. But people are lazy. They cannot work. They feel that for them to gain relevance, they must call IPOB. Oh, we are IPOB. We are this and that under IPOB. Oh, MAZI Nnamdi Kanu is our leader. If MAZI Nnamdi Kanu is your leader, you wouldn't be going outside the structure of MAZI Nnamdi Kanu. That is the truth. I have a caller on signal. Welcome to the program. Please be precise. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you, sir.
There we go.
Good evening, MAZI Jonathan. Good evening, sir.
There we go. Welcome to the program. Go on.
I want to greet the members of the DOS. Good evening, sirs. To you all. May God bless you for all the things you people have been doing. Okay. I want to say, may God bless our leader, MAZI Namdekano, and all the members of the DOS, from our HOD and MAZI Samora and brothers. God bless you all. You all have been doing a wonderful, marvelous job. Keep it up, sirs. Okay, I have a question, please.
Please go. Go straight.
Okay. I saw so, from our leaders, brothers, Peter Handel. He tweeted that IPOB America, IPOB USA will be having a meeting this Saturday, being 23rd. So, and they included names of expelled members of IPOB in that meeting. So, and this information is coming from our leader's brother. That's MAZI Canon Takano. So my question is, and they are also inviting a member of US, which is Madam Nenia. This is our head of finance. So my question is the leadership of IPOB aware of these things that have been happening, or is it that Madam Nenia is bigger than IPOB, or what? Because those names that was written there are expelled members of IPOB, and they shouldn't be having anything to do with the IPOB again. That is a question I'm asking the deputy head of the POS. So, and I'm saying whether the woman is greater than IPOB.
MAZI, your question is noted. No need of repetition. It is understood. Well understood.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much for that question. First and foremost, we do have a structure, and that structure was ordained in heaven and was delivered through Onyeduma's and account. What you have to understand is this, that along the structure, everything is well defined. Every position, every function is well defined. Now, we understand by virtue of our do's and don'ts, by virtue of our tradition and culture in this very hallowed platform, we do also understand by virtue of our modus operandi that the whole thing trickles from up down, and that instructions do trickle from up down, and that also command and control trickles from up down. That does not mean that anybody on the floor is not a human being. We understand that we are all equal and created equal before God Almighty. But in a struggle like this, a structure is needed, a modus operandi is needed, a mode of function is needed. And that is why we have command and control. It is also in our very, very tradition that when some people are expelled, 1 or 2 or 3, as many as they may be, they become renegades. And in that case, no person, no individual, no principal servant must allow himself or herself to be tempted to work with such people. Now, when you see things like that happen, it is unusual. It is not mysterious, but it is unusual. And when they happen for a purpose. And that purpose is not only well known to those perpetrators, but those of us at the Apex leadership, we do understand what is going on. It is treachery, it's unallowed, it's a disgrace that unprincipled servants or non-principal servants and non-players will decide to go and work with the renegades, those who have been asked to sit by the side for very, very, very important reasons. Those practices are illegal, those practices are not acceptable, no matter how you look at it. And that is why the leadership is going to take a step to look onto that And we are urging all IPOB members of the United States to focus on the present leadership we have. We do have a little bit of vacuum, but those vacuum are temporarily being taken care of by the MAZI, Mamadu, MAZI Mamadu and MAZI Chijoki. These two representatives are presently covering the whole of the United States at the apex leadership. One of them takes care of the eastern coast where we need to fill up completely as time goes on, as we are already vetting the process. And one has also taken care of the central from the mountain. That is why, please, those of you in the United States, do stand up very tall against these enemies. The enemies are encroaching and do not want the United States family to stand firm. They want only to destroy, they want to, siphon, they want to fight over resources, and that is not what we're here for. We're here to get Biafra. We're not here to ensure that there's any seed of discord, but to ensure that every tranquility for us to now have a focus. So your question is valid. Whoever that is seen there or mentioned is not above the DOS, is not above the structure. Everybody has his place. If you're asked to head a department, you are only heading that department. And you are not even an administrator. You are not an administrator if you are head of welfare, if you are head of medical corps, if you are head of finance, if you are head of mobilization and all that. These are not typical administrative positions. Such people must be ignored when they bring their command and the directives onto coordinators. Coordinators understand the structure. If you're a unit coordinator, you look onto your national coordinator. If you are a zonal coordinator, you look onto your national coordinator. The same thing in Biafra land. If you're a zonal coordinator or unit coordinator, you look onto your local government. The local government looks onto the senatorial looks onto the states, and state looks onto the Biafra land coordinator. In other places, you look from your unit and from your zonal coordinatorship, you look onto your national coordinator. In case where you have regional coordinator, you look up to your regional coordinator before the national. That is how IPOB functions. Any person that comes out of this very lineage, any person that comes out of this, chain of command to now instruct or somehow tries to direct must be ignored. Must be ignored. If anybody comes to you and says he's the head of this department, blah, 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 tell that person, go to my national. If you're a national, tell him to go to your regional coordinator or to your, continental rep. In case of Africa, we do have regional continental rep. They should go to those people and pass their demand. You should not entertain any direct demand from anybody heading any department anywhere. They must come through your superiors. That is how IPOB is structured. And that is the way we go. Anything outside that is only distorting the very structure Onyendu has put in place. And that is, like I said before, the leadership is looking into what is happening in the United States, and that has to stop. And by the way, I will hereby pass the message onward that very meeting, a parallel IPOB meeting put together in the United States on the 23rd, is a fake one, is illegal, is unacceptable, it is damnable and must be damned. The only one you have to join if you're United States is the one organized by Dr. Tina, the one organized by MAZI representative Mamadu, MAZI Chijoki. These are the people who are in the United States putting out when you have your meetings, and please respond generously and respond on time and promptly. Any other meeting called on the same day to cause confusion must be ignored. That young man that asked that question was very observant. What he saw was exactly what we have seen. And of course, like I said, we are taking rectify the ugly situation. Thank you very much.
There were MAZI. I have a caller on the red line to be second to the last caller. Caller on the red line, please welcome to the program. Thanks for holding on and go straight to the point, please, if you may. Caller on the red line,
okay.
Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, Mr. Jonathan, I'm hearing you. Are you hearing me, Mr. Jonathan?
The whole world is hearing you. Please go on.
Okay. Okay, yeah, my name is Chika. I'm Mary Chika. I'm calling from Ontario. I'm a family member in Ontario, Canada.
Go on.
Okay, yeah, I want to commend the DOS for the all this time. They have stood very strong in this movement, and that's what they need to do. My suggestions or addition of whatever they are doing is that they have to know that we are in a revolutionary struggle movement. This movement is predicated on military actions when it's highly needed. They have to take a decision immediately anything happens in this struggle. They don't have to wait. They don't have to hesitate. The leadership is there.
I think it's okay right now. Yes. Mazi, please, you can go on. You can go on now. You
the one that called from Germany, it is always good if you call, introduce yourself. But notwithstanding, his question is welcome. We thank him for his question. I would have wanted any of my colleagues here, those of you, Mazinachi, Mazirabani, Mazoba, if you can take on that question, that'd be good. If you cannot, then I'll step in. Let me see if any of you want to take on that question. Right. If not, let me go ahead. I think our brother is not used to radio Biafra. That is my deduction. Probably because in the course of this very program, we did condemn what happened in Biafra land, those who were killed. IPOB, as usual, does not stand by and watch. We do condemn and we do take necessary steps. When it comes to condemning and bringing it to a limelight that or becoming critical, as he was demanding, that there's no, drinking water borehole. These are old episodes we've had in Radio Biafra from 2012. From inception, we've been condemning, especially if you listen to Onyendu broadcast, you learn a lot. I would advise you to roll back on Radio Biafra demand for Onyendu's broadcasts, Mazinam Dekano's broadcast, series of broadcasts, uncountable. You will definitely get your university degree out of all those programs. And you will also find out that most of these things you are asking have been taken care of, and that we continue relentlessly to ensure that we maintain our stand. There is no question that the Zoo Janjaweed is bent on destroying our land, the lives and property as endowed by Chukwuka Abiyama. But that's why we are here, to ensure that they do not succeed. And I think so far so good. IPOB is formidable and will continue to march our enemies down the ground. So thank you very much for that, your question. Mazi, is there any other question out there?
Maz, if you allow questions, it will continue to even another 4 hours. Only the ones we can take that. And let me take this last caller, the question, Caller on WhatsApp, welcome to the program. You'll be the last caller, please. Can you hear me? Thank you for waiting for 24 minutes. Go on, please.
Yeah, thank you. Mazi Jonathan, day one. And my greetings to the member of the US now around there. It gladdens my heart this evening to hear the US coming together to condemn this unwanted killing that happened in Imo State. Kudos. That's the right thing to do at the right time. My only concern, though I'm the memorandum of IPOB, the mood of memorandum, the way you guys operate on the booze or watch, yeah, if things happen, don't jump into on air. You guys have investigated before coming to make a pronouncement. But this Koga man, I call him Koga man, nothing like this Ujiono, the fish blackmailer, the king of blackmail of Land. On watch here, he always quickly jump into anything that he thinks that he can still use to play on the intelligence of Biafra. He's very quick to jump into any news in order to make himself very relevant. Please, I can react to news that concern Biafra quickly from Radio Biafra in order to counter him. Please, the only thing I can say that bothers me, because he is playing on our people intelligence a lot. I've studied him. He's a very selfish man. He's greedy. He's selfish. He doesn't want people that will ask questions to come closer to what they have seen he hijacked through dubious claims. So him too, he doesn't want he doesn't want anybody to question him. He doesn't want to work with people. A tree can never make a forest, but he is there, but watching our people every day. Okay, John and what Biafra 2023. Unbelievable. Please, you guys should watch him because we are Boko. A loader that want to like put Boko. What have Biafra struggle got to do with the election? So he should focus on you guys to checkmate him because overlooking him, he's brainwashing our people. What's he go from 50,000, 10,000 every month? Or drop point to 1,000 and above. Please, that's what I have to say. But I'm concerned.
You're concerned, that's why you're calling. Thank you.
Mazi, any of you wants to respond? Okay, let me, in absence of these comrades, jump in again. Maz, your observation is valid, and your question is also, or your advice is noted. In this struggle, we will always have, the darkness fighting the light. We, the children of Chukwuka Abiyama, we are the light. The darkness will continue to fight, and that is also norms. There's no way you can be in a struggle without experiencing tsunamis and disturbances and turbulences. And that is why you have these very unfortunate, miserable creatures, coming out of their holes from wherever they are all of a sudden, bamboozling our people, the gullibles, and letting them fall for unnecessary, cheap, misleading. So it's unfortunate, but that is why we have also echoed times without number that all our people must learn to be listening to Radio Biafra. We have a lot of slots on Radio Biafra. We have the morning broadcast, we have afternoon, we have the evening broadcast. Listen to these places. Anything said there can never be a hoax. Anything said there is well vetted. It is not like somebody's private platform. Radio Biafra platforms are where information are disseminated on behalf of the leadership and on behalf of Onindu himself. You can take it anywhere, you will see that the result remains authentic. And that is why we continue to say that Onyendu Mazinam Dekano is or suffix. Anything called Biafran pilot or autopilot or whatever they call it, anything called Biafran with anything attached to it, is not from us. If you are listening to anybody, with his propaganda, somewhere under a platform, just having IPOB attached to their own name, you are just there misleading yourself. Do not come back to us after falling victim to want us to now correct the narratives you've had over there. You went there because you went there to listen. Okay, after listening and you felt bamboozled, our platform is not where you get corrected. We only issue informations, disseminate informations as they come. So we have warned our people times without number to stop going to wrong places. You know within your conscience that where you are receiving your information is wrong. I know that people like to watch where people are vivid, just like a television. You watch people speaking out there and demonstrating and telling their lies and running their mouth, and maybe you see some whatever within the background, and then you think somehow you have arrived at the right place to have your, yourself tuned in, and that is wrong. That's where you get it wrong. Your basic principle to be concerning this very struggle should be to listen to the right sources. And the right sources we talk about is the platforms of the Radio Biafra and none other. All right. So we've taken note of that. Your advice, or what I say,
Mazi, before you, Mazi, can you hear me? Before you conclude, please, I want to add something also, because most of the times we see people calling, and even at the wrong time. People used to call me at the wrong time sometimes when my lines are not yet open in a program. And when you talk to them privately, they say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I was not listening. There is no radio FM here. Our radio FM since 1 week is out, this and that." I say, okay. There is something I noticed with our people. These people, these places they are watching, they pay their data. They use their data. I don't know, Mazi, whether you understand what I mean.
Yes,
The
I get what
same
you're saying.
lower IPOB community radio is a low consuming data app. Using your data to watch on Facebook and YouTube is more costlier than IPOB community radio. But our people, they want, those in Biafra land mostly, those in the zoo, wider zoo. Because they'll give excuse on everything. But you see them spending money going to listen to jargon, rubbish, and start confusing themselves. Mazi, this is worrisome. Honestly speaking, it is worrisome. It is worrisome. The same people that will complain, put radio, these people, do they have the radio everywhere? Do they have radio that you listen to? No, it's still the data. Data you are on. You say, no, why I don't listen to IPOB community radio? No data, and I don't have money for data. But you have money for data to burn on Facebook that you are listening jargon. There is no way you can redeem. That is the way I conclude it. Because this fear of over-pampering, it seems sometimes we over-pamper our people. Over-pampering of people. It is, we need freedom, we take it. MAZI Nnamdi Kanu has organized IPOB into a very formidable structure. And now, just less than 1 year, few months of our leaders' physical absence in the platform or on the platform, everybody is going gaga. Does he portray something positive from the people? That is why sometimes you ask, does our people really need MAZI Nnamdi Kanu? Does our people really need MAZI Nnamdi Kanu? Who is another person that you should be watching? Who is that person? If not for what our rallying point, what our leader has established, which is Radio Biafra. And now, MAZI, what people, some of them will clamor. Oh no, let MAZI Zurumike come every day. We are tired, be gesticulating, we go put on every minute, so that I see it as a baby, I don't know, is it a baby way of thinking? When shall our people start chewing solid food instead of drinking milk all the time? Can we continue pampering every time? They say, why should you allow somebody to deceive you? IPOB has no other name attached to it. Autopilot under IPOB. There was this and that under DOS before. What happened to them? So our people should stop this over pampering. If you don't listen, look at how many people have been gunned down. How many people were gunned down the other day? Those people, they are dead. We are in a grave danger. And people will be, they are going to deceive people. Please be coming out every blessed minute in order to make our people happy. IPOB leadership is not trying to make everybody or people happy, but to focus on the point that our leader has started. That is it. You know me, I don't mince words. Mazi, please go on, please.
That's it. That's it. Absolutely, what you said is absolutely correct. On this platform is where you get the right information, because it was established and ordained in heaven. That is where you can get everything that's authentic. Anything, in fact, I look at what they are looking at as well, I call it a visionary, barrage. So it is not something you can feel. It's not something you think you can adhere yourself to. It's not something really you can write home about. It is quite unfortunate. It is quite unfortunate that people will keep on claiming our leader is only the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. At the end of the day, everything he put in place, every structure he has there, every media platform planted by himself, put in place by himself, will be rejected, and at the end of the day, somebody will be claiming somehow he's been bamboozled. But you're bamboozled and deceived not on the platform of Radio Biafra, but from somewhere else where you went to receive your information. It's a visionary mirage. And this visionary mirage comes by the idea that somehow, well, let me see somebody yapping his mouth somewhere, in a platform where I can see him, somehow, yapping and talking and demonstrating and all that, and somehow put some certain things that is catchy. And when you see things that are catchy, somehow you think, yes, somehow you are seeing something for real. But what you are seeing is, the more you see, the less you know, or the more you look, the less you see. So we will continue to maintain that you return your listenership onto the platform of Radio Biafra. You return your attentiveness back to the platform of Radio Biafra, and you must not see somebody moving his mouth before you believe in what he is preaching. Sometimes you definitely want to see somebody moving his mouth. Probably you can go to Biafran television, the one that is recognized by the leadership of indigenous people of Biafra and by the Department of the Media. That is where you should anchor yourself to listen and to also view, in case you want to view. Because at the end of the day, you want to take seriously what you have received. It's not when you listen and listen, you spend your data, like Mazi Jonathan said, you spend your data, expensive data for that matter, and not only that, spend your whole time listening. Some of these people, they go 2-3 hours, and then at the end of the day, you come back home speculating whether those things they said are real. You are still going to want to hear from the leadership to confirm whether what you saw was true or not. While it's on the Radio Biafra, when you listen and you hear it, it is once and for all. You need no confirmation, because those of them presenting the Radio Biafra do so because they do what they already have confirmed and vetted. And that is the way to go. It's quite unfortunate, but in any case, it's not too late. Our people are not intractable. They are not incorrigible, except those of them actually who are demonic in nature. Anybody that is a true Biafran, a hardcore, can always learn and correct himself. And I hope going forward, and I am very, very positive, our people are going to do the right thing. Those of them who do not listen regularly, always tune in to Radio Biafra and always promptly and get yourself a feedback, a very, very authentic feedback as to what is going on. And you can as well ask your question just like today. What you have here, you cannot have it in any platform. That the leadership comes here from time to time and they spend time with you and take your question and answer them. We don't do that in any other platform. We only do that on Radio Biafra, as simple as that. So tell me how it pays you when you go to other places, listening to all jargons. At the end of the day, you now begin to wonder what you heard is correct or not. It makes no sense to me. Thank you, Mazi. I don't know whether we are wrapping up.
Of course, of course.
So, and that does it for us today. Mazi, Jonathan, I will thank you. I thank Biafrans worldwide, those of them who have given out their time this evening to listen to this very episode, those of them who have participated, those of them who somehow have come into a bond with this very evening episode. We thank you for doing so and ask you to continue to do so. We not only thank you for your listenership, we thank you for your endurance, we thank you for your patience, we thank you for your resoluteness, and say you should continue to do so, because that is what we need. We need not to be wavering. The resoluteness and tenacity is what is key. That is what is key into achieving what you want. Any feebleness, any atom of malleability can only worsen our path to freedom. That is why I will encourage you to remain resolute at all times. Those of you in Biafra land, we are behind you, and don't be weary. Remain strong. Keep demanding for your freedom. Keep demanding for the stop of this carnage, the stop of this treachery, stop of this evil genocide going on in Biafra land, across Biafra land. Must stop. All those people who have a stake, all the stakeholders, whether you call yourself evil governor, whether you call yourself a politician of any class, you should know that what you are doing is under the heaven, is under the sunlight. And you cannot do it and run away. You may run, but you can hide. You can't hide. If you may run, but you can't hide. That is the simple truth. You may keep on doing what you're doing, but just one day, monkey go market, you know, go come back. And that is what you will say in that contraption. And that is why it does it for us. Like I said, at this juncture, we must remember that here on Radio Biafra, indeed, is where we do worship, and that Biafra is our goal. Chukwu Okike Abiyama, who is setting this very freedom before us, is also our God. And that is why I will conclude by saying once again, Okama, bless all of you and protect you going forward from the hands of our common enemies who are hovering around everywhere in Biafra land. And God's willing, they will not succeed. Instead of them succeeding, we shall overcome. Thank you very much, Mazi, for your wonderful presentation, for your wonderful coordination of this very broadcast this evening. And for me, from here, it's Mazi Chukwemeka Nzurumike, Deputy Head of the Directorate of State. I will say goodbye from now.
There were Mazi, our Deputy Head of the Directorate of States of the Indigenous People of Biafra, with other members of the DOS. You've had it. My final statement today is to those our people that are always agitated. They want to see. They want something they can see, they can feel, they can, they can see the gesticulation. Let me tell you this. This is the problem with the old Israelis. Their quest for always seeing something is the reason that led them into the the molten calf. Do you understand? Because they want to see. The main figure was absent temporarily. Now they want to see something they can be seen, and they at least is watching it. That is what led them to pressurize Aaron. They wanted to kill Aaron, who was telling them to continue abiding by the structure led by Moses. That is coming. They said, no, what are you talking? We want something to see. When we see, it makes us happy. We see it and we dance. We sing and dance and they eat and they make merry. And what happened? It made them into engaging in idolatry because of their too much being agitated. They want always to see something. The same way you are going, always you are on Facebook trying to see what you can, how the man is gesticulating, how, look at his room, how he designed it. That is the only thing that you want to see. And from there you become addicted. What is the difference between you and the old Israelis? That we are destroyed by the anger of God, according to the biblical story. You read Bible every day, but you don't even understand nothing. You don't learn nothing. We need to be strong. We need to be old guys in this. People that eat hard food. Not every time soft food. Bring milk. Hey, DOS, come and talk to them now. Make sure every minute somebody, at least we come and talk like MAZI Nnamdi Kanu, so that people will see him on Facebook. At least that era, please. All those rubbish should stop. If you cannot listen to Radio Biafra, if you cannot listen to the voice you are hearing on Radio Biafra, the structure, where you had our leader's voice, you didn't care to know his photo. What you had is his voice, the reality, the truth he is preaching. That is what draws you, if you are genuine. But if you are not genuine, you go back under a few minutes, you go, because you are not genuine. That's it. Stop being, always treated like as if you're a baby born today. Oh, I'm confused. I'm confused. You are confused because you want to be confused. That is the thing. You are confused because you want to be confused. Real soldiers, when things are hard, without even anything, they use their number 7. Not only number 6, they use their number 7 in order to remain alive and get out of that situation. You cannot, when something is too hard, maybe you're in a war front and everything backfire, everybody in disarray almost in that battle. Your captain your commander is nowhere to be found. Now you say, I'm confused, and lie down there for the enemy to kill you. You are stupid. You use your initiative. At least we have Radio Biafra stalking day and night. If it is not live, you will be hearing sometimes even our leaders' old broadcasts. You'll be hearing every day. Now, what do you want? You want to go where they are talking story. Is it not? The same thing that the Jewish, the old Israelis, they want to something that is shiny, made of gold at least, that is shiny. They will be seeing, it will be reminding them of the God of Moses. Oh, once we see this shiny golden calf, now we remind us of that God Moses was describing. Don't you see the correlation every time we are pampering ourselves? For what? If you want to be destroyed, after all, it's not only one person. The enemy will round everybody up and slaughter everybody. Every time you see people are writing, save us in our village, this and that is happening. Because you are strong-headed. That is it. Sometimes I ask, do we merit MAZI Nnamdi Kanu? Do we merit him? Do we merit him? But for the sake of the few, for the sake of the 100 men, for the sake of the 100 people being prophesied by our leader, Biafra will come. And it will come when people think that all hope are lost. Thank you for listening. Biafra is our ideology, is our religion, is who we are. The slaughter that took place by Bubago is one too many. It should energize us into doing something. NSAS protests, remember, it started only by a video of what happened in, I think, in Delta State, if I'm not mistaken. Just one, an injustice, police brutality of one person. And people started rising up everywhere. Why shouldn't this one make you rise up from your akwoge, from your nest? It doesn't matter where you are in Biafra land. Injury to one means injury to all. That is how it should be. Do not be watching them and say, oh, this is where people are going to take your responsibility. It is also for you to take responsibility. You that is in Bayelsa, you in Akwa Ibom, you in Iguacha, everywhere in Biafra land, in Enugu, in Anambra. Don't say it doesn't concern me. Don't say it doesn't concern you. It concerns you everywhere, all around. Do something as we are calling for peaceful protest everywhere. That is how it should be. Do not forget tomorrow, as I said, you should listen to our broadcast of tomorrow, please. As usual, by 7 p.m. It will be a very explosive, interactive broadcasting by some co-hosts that I've invited for us to discuss is the same thing, this issue of clannish behavior in our land, in our brain, in our skull, in our blood, in our marrow, that is destroying us. We need to destroy it before it destroys us. Thank you for listening. From me, MAZI Jonathan Chinedu, from here, it is simply good evening.
The land of the rising sun is a home of the Biafrans. The far of the distant land is a promised land, a blessed land of the Chupagama. Emeka Bonusi Biafra, Emeka Bonusi Biafra, Kaimara, Biafra, Kaneboso Kamiri, Akaimara, Biafra, Kaneboso Kamiri, Biafra, Kaneboso Kamiri, Anijala, Wana lemo kano na lombo wana juno osina Biafra Chukwu kika biama onyagi nonaka Yamerani emama Sampe Ugwa boke Anijala Nalana mo Biafra baloma Ala Chukwu gosiri Ala manaru Ala Chukwu gosiri The rising sun Mgbe mbuka kwuru wesi Ojiye matakiri Owe nyaka yenu Akafuwa yufu wetu ya Maka n'ọnọdụ gadiro n'igwe mma Hey! Sampe Lengala adịghị mma Ndị zuru Ndị na-aṅụ ọbara mmadụ Ndị okwu ha Abịakwala n'ọzọ Ka ha kwatusu Biafra Mana Chukwu okike abịa ma gị ka ịnụ n'aka Mana Chukwu okike abịa ma gị ka ịnụ n'aka Babu ka anyị jewere